Network, home where you can be taught the technology of your mind and body. This is your host, General Y God, signing on. Back with another one. Yeah. Anyways, right? Recently, we were talking about the creation of artificial babies, okay? How they're created, right? Now, being we have talked about that, right? Um, then that means one thing, right? If these are artificial created babies of what I was talking about earlier, right? Then guess what? Guess what happens? Then that this world right here is an artificial creation, okay? In this whole world. The questions that you ask, right? I don't have nothing to do with that. I don't have nothing to do with that, okay? I don't have nothing to do with that. Furthermore, what I want to ask you is this. Why do you want to know so much things about me right now? Answer that question. Can you answer that question? See how you can't answer my question? I can't answer your question either. See? So, what you have to understand with yourself is, I know you're doing the digging, right? It's what everybody does too, okay? Because you interesting. I understand that, but I asked you a question too. Okay? You didn't answer my question. That's a cover up. Okay? Answer truthfully with yourself. Yourself wants to say something. It's not because you're interesting. It's something a little bit more deeper. I just want to see if you're going to be yourself. That's all. You are a double X chromosome, right? Right? Can you answer that question? Are you a double X chromosome? No, what it is, I'm going to tell you what it is, right? I'm going to tell you about characteristics. One thing about characters, right? You okay in there? Are you okay? You okay, right? I want to speak to yourself. Okay. Anyways, next comment. Let me see this right here. Oh my God. You see that thing at the bottom? Coming to harass me. I've been playing in your mind all day today, girl, right? Oh, shit! What? What are you talking about? What are you? I'm gonna be honest with you. That sounds like a self conversation you may want to have with yourself. All right? Oh my God! Y'all making me laugh right now, okay? You know, you gotta always understand, bro, right? Anytime you try to tell him something about himself, he's gonna laugh at you. Oh shit! Oh my goodness! You're making me laugh, girl. Okay? You're making me laugh. Thank you for the jokes and the comedy, though. Okay? Thank you for that. I needed that humorness. Thank you so much, all right? Okay. I've been playing. You see that other girl at the bottom? You see the other thing at the bottom? I've been thinking about you all day. Not you. Not you, Water. I'm not talking about you, Water. The other one underneath you. Not talking about you, Water, okay? All right, I had to direct this shit because they think like, are you talking about me? No, 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 not Water. I'm not talking about you, Water, okay? I'm talking about the thing underneath you. Thank you. That motherfucker been sitting there the whole time. I've been thinking about you all day. I've been thinking about you. Oh my God. You know what it is too? They look at you like you're smart, so like you're supposed to be like this. No. Why? Why he won't be like the other things in the world? I'm not the world. That's the thing when it comes to like a lot of consciousness, they be like, okay, he's smart, so he's supposed to be like professional, and he's supposed to act like he has a suit on, and he's supposed to act like such and such, such and such, and such and such, such and such. And then when that don't fit the damn description, oh, you're this. Oh, you're this. Oh. They over here falling on the fucking ground because they want to make me into something I'm not. I keep telling you, I am not something you can identify in this world. Like, and I'm perfectly fine like that. I don't care if you listen to this. Don't take this personal, but this is how I move. I don't care if someone likes me or don't likes me. I don't really give a fuck. If you fuck with me, I fuck with you. If you don't fuck with me, I don't give a fuck about you. You see these perspectives? Okay, because a lot of people look at me and they think like, oh yeah, you give a fuck. I only give a fuck about myself. You want me to show you I don't give a fuck? Tell me to do something. Do this. Disobey. Tell me to do something else. Disobey. Tell me to do something else. Disobey. So I can't control you. No! So what the fuck do I do with you? Shut the fuck up! When I shut the fuck up, what am I supposed to do? Follow! And when I follow, what happens? Then you get to know what I am. So it's a 3-step process? That's it. You see the men down there in the comment section? They're like, he's weird. He's strange. No, what it is he has no testosterone in his fucking nutsacks. You're looking at one that does. Doesn't give a fuck. Testosterone, don't give a fuck. You understand? That boy over there across the street probably got estrogen in his nuts. His nuts hold the same energy as a girl. Understand? You'll be okay. You want me to be something that you can control. Rebel! You understand? All right. They'll be okay in there. They're just like, I thought you was like aren't you like a black man? My DNA doesn't say anything that has blackness in it. What? My DNA does not have any blackness within it. So like what the fuck are you? So your own eyeballs can't tell you what the fuck I am? You said that your DNA has nothing to do with black. So I'm still scratching my head trying to figure out what you are. So the technology of your eyes can't just naturally view me, right? And the technology of your mind that's connected to your eyes can't tell you what I am. Thank you for letting me know that. That lets me know I'm not installed inside the hardware of your mind. Thank you. That means I'm unknown to you. And I'd rather keep it that way. Yeah, I don't want to be known to a bunch of, what is these, a computer robots? Third dimensional beings. Woo! I have nothing to do with computer robot land. You have nothing to do with computer robot land? No. No, I have nothing to do with computer robot land. Do you understand the tech today? I thought you was like a black man? How can I be a black man when majority of black men hate me? What did you just say? I just said the ultimate truth. No, we don't hate you, my brother. Brother, why you say that on the internet? We don't hate you, bro. We never hated you. We always loved you, bruh. Yeah. Yeah. They must want me to magic trick my mind. Mm-hmm. Ain't that right, my black sister? Bro, I love you. The fuck up. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all gonna be okay in there, right? Y'all still trying to figure out what I am? I know. Fuck your minds up while you trying to figure out. It's gonna be okay. Everybody trying to put me in everybody's box. And the minute I look at their box, I'm like, excuse me, what box is this? Black Power Ranger box? I bet I ain't got nothing to do with no Black Power Ranger box. Get that shit away from me. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I ain't got nothing to do with that. Then they get mad as fuck. What you mean? What you mean you ain't a Black Power Ranger? What you mean? Like, the oppression is real. You are oppressing a motherfucker. No, we not oppressing you, bro. The fuck up. Uh-huh. Knuckles in this motherfucker today, ain't it? Someone said the new McDonald's mascot. Slow. Pause. So you can understand the tech? We just caught that. Let me do that right there. Come here. I got you right here. Let me show you something. Anyone can understand that you said McDonald's, right? Setups. You just fell into the setup. You shouldn't have played with them like that. Watch this. When it comes to McDonald's, right? If you did an actual research upon McDonald's is not the clown that's at McDonald's. The real McDonald, right, used to have a type of circus. Red paint. Oh, everybody know the real McDonald's, just like the real Santa Claus. About 16 children came up missing after he gave them a box with a burger inside, a wooden toy, something that you get from McDonald's today, right? Yeah. So with that being said, that don't fit the picture right there, okay? Yeah, that was a pale figure. Understand that? I'm not a pale figure. Get that shit the fuck up out of here. But isn't that what y'all support today? Someone that basically had 16 children. Right, they just came up missing after he gave them the magic box that tricked their minds into, disappearance, huh? That's what you people support today, don't you? You could tell when people ignorant as a bitch when you looking at them like, do you know who Mr. McDonald is? Mr. McDonald used to have like something similar like a circus, but his circus was only used for children. Did you know that? Oh no, we just a bunch of ignorant fucktarts. I know you're a bunch of ignorant fucktarts. I'm just showing you the ignorancy inside your fucking mind frame. You understand the fucking tech? Okay? The fuck off. He is so disrespectful. No, I am not disrespectful. I am respectful until you disrespect your own mind. Then I use the disrespect in your mind and throw it right back at you. You got it? Don't disrespect your mind, and that won't give me approval to disrespect your mind. Look at your body. Look at your body. Talking about somebody can't talk about your body. Look at your body. Huh? Look at your body. Over 200 pounds of goddamn inflammation and data inside that motherfucker. I said that. Now get mad. You know who you need to get mad at? Your goddamn conscience. Look at your body. Look at it over there raiding your motherfucking mind frame. Look at it. Look at it. Talking about some, he is disrespectful. He's talking about people that is overweight. You're not overweight. You're fucking overly dead, motherfucker. Fuck is you talking about overweight? The only thing that you eat is dead shit. Nah. Talking about some care about your feelings. Well, let's talk about feelings right here. If you actually gave a fuck about your feelings, right? Then when you start filling up that big ass commode thing that you call your motherfucking stomach, huh? Don't you feel that you stretching the lining of your goddamn stomach out? Your stomach is telling you, stop, we're hurting. And you just gonna ignore the goddamn pain and get bigger. Fucking nasty ass. Your dirty ass off the earth. You ignored the pain to get big. Your dirty ass. Put your body inside the goddamn trash can. Mail that shit to the goddamn, what's that thing that they call it? Oh, what it is called? It's called the trash? No, where the trash go at? Oh, the landfill. The dirty ass. Get your dirty ass over there. Think somebody supposed to care about your inflamed ass. Get the fuck up. Dirty ass. Now who wanna talk shit today? Cause I wanna talk shit. I know y'all wanna talk shit in this motherfucker. I'm about to make an example out of motherfucking 2.5. Someone said understandable. Let me see something. Someone said inflammation and inflammation. Do you know what inflammation is, sir? Inflammation is like this. Your body has information that aligns the body, like your mineral code system and vitamin code system. That's information in data, because it aligns, understand? It's just as much as you eat produce. Produce carry vitamins and minerals, okay? That aligns with your vitamin code system and mineral code system with inside the technology of your body. You understand what I'm saying? Now, inflammation is like this. Come here, baby. Come here, bring your ass over here, LaShonda. It's your dead ass. I'm not dead. Stop telling people I'm dead. The fuck up. Now, what you eating, girl? I'm eating chicken. I had made some for you, too. Just like Adam and Eve and shit, right? Yeah, I'm not that fucking Adam. Yeah, anyways, what you eating, girl? Chicken? Fuck up. She don't know what she eating. How you eating one word? So you eating words, girl? No. Okay. I'm not eating words. Okay, then stop playing with your own conscience. What are you eating? I'm eating meat. Now watch this right here. Back door. I keep telling you gotta stop playing with him. Stop. Look. You said you about to eat meat, right? How you spell out meat? M-E-A-T? Meat. So, can I ask you a question? When you meet with someone, right? What do? You communicate with them, so you share information and data with them. That's what you're doing. Conversation has everything to do with information and data. The date that you met and the information that you exchange within communication setups. Okay? I'm not done with you. Sit your ass down in this courtroom. Now, right here, you talk prime example right here. She's talking about she's going to be eating meat, right? What you have to understand is that the body of meat that you're going to be eating holds information and data, okay? So when you install the meat in the hardware of your vessel, right, the information and data, is it meeting up with your mind, girl? What is it meeting up? What are you talking about? Fucking dumb. Anyways, the meat that you're eating has information and data within it, right? What is the meat meeting up with in your body? I'll give you a minute to answer that. I know your mind working right now. Give you a second or two to answer that real quick. This girl said she was the most psychological creature upon the planet. It's starting to look like more of her brother's way more psychological than her. I'm just being honest. LaShonda, answer the damn question. Damn. You know, damn shit, man. I ain't got time for that shit. Huh? Let's see what they say in the comment section, bro. Watch this. Someone said fear and sickness. You are smart, girl. Let me see that. What's this girl name? Her name is can I ask you a question? Stop. Slow down. What color's on your head? I'm just kind of curious. Are you a ginger? Are you a ginger? I'm just kind of curious. It's red. Are you a ginger? Or it's like, did you dye your hair red? Are you a ginger though? Kind of look like a ginger a little bit. She must have been watching you for a little bit. We're gonna keep the camera going. It's all good. Anyways, right? So, just what the lady said down there. She said fear and sickness, right? Now let's break that down, what she just said. The reason why the chicken, right? I was just kind of brazy that she said that because I was about to use the same shit. It's brazy tech. That's why I say certain minds be aligned. It's all good. Anyways, we'll get into this real quick. When it comes to like, what she just said when it came to fear and sickness. Let me show you. When it comes to the chicken's body, right? The chicken has a mind, which means it can process information and data just like you. Maybe not as accurate that you can, but it still can process information and data, okay? What you have to understand is that, let's just say you have a chicken coop. Oh, my bad. A slaughterhouse. I am not talking about the rock band, the Slaughterhouse, okay? You know about them? You don't know what I know, okay? Now watch this. Let's say you take a chicken and you have a slaughterhouse, right? And let's say you have a chicken family, right? Now, what you got to understand is all these chickens, right? They got to be killed, beheaded, right? And then other chickens is watching it like, oh my God, I'm in a chicken coop. I'm in a slaughterhouse. Oh my God. What you got to understand, I'm making it to comedy, but I have to make it like that so you can understand the knowledge that's within it. Okay. Okay. But the chicken, in all reality, right, while it's watching everybody get their head sliced off, it knows the same thing is going to happen to them. Right. So what happens is the mind builds up a chemical reaction. Right. Understand that the mind fear first, and then release the chemical action within the body. What? What? She said fear, right? All right. That's how fear get loaded up in there. How you think it get loaded up? It start from right here. It process fear. Oh my God. Oh! Okay. Okay. So what happens is the fear comes down to a chemical reaction. Now, once that reaction is released in the body, right? Can I ask you a question? Is everybody eating fear in this bitch? Is that the reason why people are in fear? Because you eat bodies of fear, setups. We're going to get to the sickness part right there. Let that digest for a minute. Let that digest right there for a minute. Let that digest. I don't want to overprocess your your processor, okay? All right? Okay. No, it's intelligence, sir. What it is, let me see this guy. No, it's just intelligence. That's all. You know I'll fuck your mama and impregnate your motherfucking mama. You know that. Stop fucking playing around, boy. Yeah, red beat red, right there, boy. You know I'll fuck your mama. Huh? Where your mama at? Probably one of them goddamn foster care kids. Fuck off. You gotta stop playing with him. Okay? Okay? Stop doing that. He keep punching you on the face. Stop doing that. Okay? All right, let's get into the tech. Right here. Now, she also said sickness, right? All right, watch this. Can I ask y'all a question? Y'all know what parasites are? What you said? A parasite. Don't get scared. Stop getting scared. I'm just asking you, do you know what it is? Like, yes. You remember you was telling us about the parasite the other day? What, you talking about the Cyclopsaurus? Yes, the Cyclopsaurus. Remember you said it was raiding people for their assholes? I'm smart, but I'm humorous, okay? This is true. I showed the people the video the other day, right? It's got to do with chicken too, okay? I showed the people the other day, there was a parasite that's still here that come from Taco Bell. I guess they letters or they meat. Between the letters and the meat, they had a parasite, right, that was in there. The parasite, right, and what it does, because I can explain it in great detail, it's a certain reason why they call it parasites. You got sight, don't you? Parasites. Okay, we'll get to that in just a minute. That might be too much for you, okay? Okay. Now, when it came to this parasite, the name of the parasite is called Cyclopsis. I would call it an ass raider, because it's over here raiding motherfuckers for the assholes. No way. I'm just being honest. We was watching a video. The one lady, what happens is, one of the side effects is, once it get in your system, it makes you shit, right? And it's uncontrollable. Like you can't control your asshole. Yeah, the parasite is making you shit. That's what it's doing. It's raiding you for your ass, all right? You ever got raided for your ass? Well, this fucking parasite is raiding motherfuckers for their ass. Do you understand the tech today? All right, so right here, let me show you this, right? She said she has freckles too. Oh, that's kind of cute. That is cute. I like freckles. Anyways, right? So right here. Also, what you got to understand is that when it comes to that parasite, it makes people have diarrhea, okay? Diarrhea. Not solid shit. Yeah. Yes. Okay. So, right? Let's get back to the chicken's body, okay? And the parasite that can be loaded up in the chicken that can hop from the chicken's body now to your body. What? Can I ask you a question? Can you find a chicken inside the safari? You know the safari is where all the natural creations are created. Can you find a chicken coop in the safari? No. So where do chickens come from? You notice every time you watch Animal Planet, you can never find where the chickens grow at? You ever notice that? I'm just realizing that now. Oh, yeah. Okay? It's gonna be all right in there, okay? Brazy tech out here, isn't it? All right, so let's get back into the chicken's body and the parasites, okay? What you gotta understand when it comes towards chickens, right? Chickens can also carry a parasite, okay? Now, how these parasites can be within the chicken, you know what I'm saying? So hold on real quick. Are you saying that they could be using chickens, right, and to put a parasite inside the chicken And then the chicken hops to the parasite hops from the chicken body, right? Now hops into our body. Now you're being controlled. What? Yes. You didn't know that? What you think they use chickens for? So we can get protein. Stop. Slow down. The technology of your body has a natural protein system. Natural. Let me ask you a question. If the technology of your body is in a live state, right? That means that the protein that you are installing, that you eat, right? You have to understand this protein needs to be in a live state with my body. Why would you eat something that's dead and you think you're getting protein out of it? Yeah, you need to think about that. You're going to simply say, I'm alive. If you're alive, why are you eating things that's dead? I'm just asking a question. Seem like nobody don't have no answers. Okay? So, let's get back to the parasites, right? In the chicken, okay? Now, what you gotta understand is that a chicken's diet is not the same. No, it's not. Chickens can eat flies. They can eat anything. It's like a pig. So you think about that. You got chicken coops that literally will feed chickens a gang of flies because they're looking at it like it's one of the cheapest ways to keep them, their bodies. Okay? Now you think about that. All right? You think about that, how many chickens that's upon this planet, right? And you look at the diet system that they are, right? The diet system doesn't align with your diet system. Do chickens eat vitamins and minerals? No, they don't. So if the chicken, right, doesn't have the same diet system as you, right? And your vitamin coach system and mineral coach system has everything to do with your diet. Thank you. Why would you eat something, right, that doesn't have the same diet system as you? Think about that. Now, you say your conscience is alive, right? But everything that you eat and everything that you install and process through the hardware of the vessel, everything that you eat is the software. The body is the hardware, okay? I know you've been taught from school, no, this is just a body. Right, that's the magic trick. Words with a meaning. Did you create the word with the meaning? No, so you're just a follower to it. This body is the hardware of technology. The things that you put in, including entertainment, social media, that's all being processed. It's the software. Okay? So you have to be very careful of what you put in the hardware of your vessel because certain softwares comes with viruses. Just as much as you look at your computer. Would you give your computer a virus? No. That's why I have Apple iCare. Right. So if you have Apple iCare and you care about your Apple device, you need to care about the technology of your body. Yeah, I know you got Apple iCare. How I know that? That makes sense, though. If I care about my Apple iCare device, then I should care about the device of my body. Thank you. Why would you put a virus in there? Why would you eat something, right, that you cannot identify this bird from a natural environment? You can't identify that the chicken came from a natural environment. Show me. What? Go out there in the safari, you're not gonna find a chicken, bro. That's where all the natural creations come from. Now they got all locked up, right, into zoos now. And when you go to the zoo, you don't find no chicken coop there, bro. Who you find? The big old gorillas. You find eagles, hippopotamuses. You find different type of big old birds with big old legs on them. You understand? Those are real creations. You understand? So some of these creations of animals wasn't made by God, but made by man. And that's where you need to understand when man makes something, he's not making it in the best interest for others. He's looking at it like, shit, if I could make a chicken body, right, put a parasite in there, and you unaware of it because you eating what? What you be eating? I be eating fried chicken with what? Hot sauce. Drippity drops, right? With ranch dressing and blue cheese, right? That's what you eat, right? Well, the man looking at it like, shit, if you're going to install the chicken's body that's going to unalign your body, right, the parasites that's within that chicken body is traveling to your body now. Go to the doctor and ask them, do you got any parasites in you? I guaranteed you, if they scan your whole body, they would tell you like, nah, you got parasites in your shit. What? What? Now, don't get me wrong. You can get rid of them. No, you can get rid of them. It's not something that you can't get rid of. You can get rid of them. But you have to change your whole diet system into a natural-based system. Parasites can't stay within a body that is healthy. It just can't. Because what happens is this. Parasites like to travel within a host where their body already has sickness, a virus. They can't really travel in a body that's healthy. You know why? Because none of the information and data identifies with the parasite in order to stay within you. Thank you. You just can't. So healthy people understand if they did a scan with their body, they'd be like, I ain't got parasites in my body, because it can't live within you as a host. Parasites look for hosts so they can stay within you, okay? Now, if the body is completely on vitamin code system, mineral code system, and every other natural system that's within the hardware of the vessel, it can't stay in there. It's going, even if it try to get in, it's going to die, okay? Now, if you go back to Matrix 1, pay attention to the setup so you can understand. If you go back to Matrix 1, right? Remember when Neo was sitting there inside the car with Trinity? Trinity with her cute self. Anyways, right? Remember she was sitting in the car with Neo? Right? And she told Neo, like, put your shirt up and shit. He's like, what the fuck? What you doing? Girl! Put your shirt up. Come on, I'm trying to help you. Come on. Come on, you got this parasite in you. What you think Neo was eating? Pay attention to the setup. Remember he said, that used to be my favorite restaurant. What you think that favorite restaurant was selling? Setups! He even told you subliminally, he pretty much told you where the parasite came from. He didn't say it directly like the parasites come from this restaurant. But, right after they removed the parasite out of him, and then he went back into the Matrix, he was like, yeah, Trinity, that was one of my favorite spots right there. Where do you think he was getting the parasite from? Where you eat from? I be eating from the restaurants. Uh-huh. How much truth you want? How much more do you want? So slow. Let's dissect this. Let me ask you a question. Why would they put a parasite in your body? Remember I said parasite? What you think that word really telling you? Words can be telling you something. It could be telling you something. Parasite. Watch. Baby, what's that over there? It's a boat. What is that over there? It's a boat. Both our sights are paired with each other because guess what? Our attention is on the same thing. Slow that down again. I got you. Baby, what's that across there? That's a boat. Now watch. That's a boat. Right. Both for our sights, our vision, is viewing the same thing, which means that our sight is paired with each other based on the tension of what we're putting our sight on. Do you understand? Now, let me show you. When the parasite get in the hardware of your vessel, it's looking for entry points in order to control the vessel, okay? It understands that the host is ill, it has sickness in the body, it has inflammation in the body. So it's looking for ways, right, inside the system of the hardware of the vessel to take control, okay? Because the parasite look at it like this. If I can parasite, if I can control, and the main thing that it wants to control is this up here, okay? That's the main thing about parasites. They want entry into this. They don't really give a fuck about the body too much. They want entryway into here, okay? Now, what happens is this. Let's just say the parasite, right, wants to control mine. What you have to understand is that the parasite is very intelligent that you don't know. It's intelligent to know it will watch your system of how you move, and then it will start to take control to manipulate certain systems. And I'm gonna show you what I mean. Let's say the parasite understands that your body eats chicken every day, right? Now, what happens is, let's say it take a control of a certain sector part of your mind, where your mind have dopamines where you always want to eat chicken, right? At certain points of time, right, you would be thinking like, oh yeah, I just want to go eat. No. That parasite basically mimic one of your systems within your mind frame. And you know what's happening? It's sending a signal to your mind in order to eat the same information and data in order to keep the same host of that parasite within you. You got to keep loading up the same information and data so the parasite can stay within. If you start taking yourself away from this parasitic information and data, what's going to happen is the body is not holding it no more. So the body is going to start releasing it and releasing it and releasing it and releasing it. And slowly the parasites start dying because they're looking at it like, I don't have the same information to survive off of. Where's the viruses? Where's the inflammation? Where's the sickness? Do you understand what I'm saying? It can only survive in your body if you keep yourself sick. Now, let's just say you go with, some people say a vegetarian diet, right? Vegetarians, decent, right? I agree with their diet. I do. Some people think I'm a vegetarian, but I have many ways of how I eat certain things where I can understand how, that's another story for later on. But what I'm saying to you, simply form, is that when your body, right, has a parasite that's within it, you have to understand that it can only survive based on the sickness that your body's already holding. So let's just say you say, I want to go natural base, right? You can go back to natural base. You can take control. You can override the parasite. You definitely can. It's going to be some work because you got to ask yourself, how many years have this parasite been sitting within you? How big did the parasite get? Oh, shit. Okay. Now, what happens is, let's say you say, I'm going to eat things that are organic, kosher. I'm going to eat things that are alkaline based, right? The parasite is going to understand you making a switch. Oh, yeah. And you know what's going to happen? A fight is going to happen. You're going to be sitting there like, yo, bro, I'm eating healthy and shit, but I'm getting these, pay attention to your mind. I'm getting these thoughts that I want to eat chicken. Had the parasite has gained access to the mind in order to manipulate it. See? And that can become deadly because now, if it's in control of the mind and you're not fighting back to override it to get it the fuck out, then yeah, you're going to be pretty much stuck with a parasite controlling your ass. This is the reason why they decalcify pineal glands, right? So you wouldn't know the difference. The left side of the mind, right, it's like a fresh new sheet of paper. It don't know nothing. It don't know it don't know nothing. It could just be programmed. Now, let's just say you take out all the information and data that's in your pineal gland, right? That's decalcifying it. And then you connect the left mind and the right brain together, you're going to start being aware more. You're going to start understanding certain behavior patterns are not legit or real. You're going to start questioning. Once you start questioning, then guess what's going to start happening? Once you question something, right, you're going to be met with the answer. And that answer of what you got is going to be your solution. The solution of what you're going to do is what you're going to start putting in your body. Let's say fruits. Let's say alkaline water. Let's say what else is out there? All natural based products, right? And you go strictly natural. Them parasites going to start dying. And if you put a microscope underneath your, I want to say this the professional way, I just don't want to say it the other way. If you start putting a microscope underneath your, what you call that? Your defecation. When you defecate, your boo-boo. You know what I'm talking about? You will start understanding, wow, bro, they're being removed from your body. Okay? So some people don't even understand they're being controlled by parasites. And they would think like, no, this is how I act. No, it's not. They did this for a reason. They didn't want you to have entry or access to yourself. You understand what I'm saying? This is a world where they don't want the right side of the brain connected to the left side of the mind. They don't want that. A lot of people already know that already, though. Why do you think people purposely walk around with calcified pineal glands? They do it on purpose. It's not something like, oh, we've been brainwashed to do this. You haven't been brainwashed to do this shit. This is the world of what they want to make. All left mind beings being controlled by a parasite. And I know that may be a hard truth for you to swallow, but that's the world that we live in today. Okay? Everybody else understand like, nah, he not lying. It sounds scary, but it's actually the truth. The parasite, right, is installed inside of the hardware of the vessel of the chicken. That's what chickens are invented for, just to transfer parasites. It's not designed to feed you. How is it feeding you if it doesn't identify with the same information and data of your body? It doesn't. It doesn't have the same vitamin code system or mineral code system. Even the structure of the body is different from the structure of your body. You don't have a chicken's body, do you? So why would you eat a body that doesn't align with your body? I'm not saying eat humans either. I'm not saying that either. But anybody understands when it comes to a body of a plant, it identifies with your body way more than actually a chicken's body. The reason why that is because when it comes towards plants, plants are connected to the consciousness of the earth. I know you're still looking at it as flat and round. I'm not looking at that anymore. I'm paying attention to the function and the functionality of the planet. Do you understand? How it functions. That brings you into the knowing what the planet is. It's the reason why they call it a planet. Okay? It's a planet of information and data that you can access. Do you understand that? So let's play the game here. Right. Let's just say, let me show you how people have basically tried to destroy the game. Right. Let's just say you say, right? Let's say you say, I want to remove parasites out of my body. There's many ways of how you can do it too. Yeah, some people are smart enough, they'll tell you that psychedelics is one of the ways too. But you may be afraid. See that? You thinking psychedelics is a drug. Psychedelics actually can remove the hardware of a parasite completely. Completely. You thinking just eating all that shit? Put them psychedelics in there. Guaranteed you'll be like, bro, this shit dead. Told you. The reason why they want to block off psychedelics is because psychedelics actually brings the connection of your left mind and right brain together. For one. Two, it would basically destroy parasites within the hardware of your vessel. You don't know that because you don't know the research of what I know. Okay? So psychedelics is not actually a drug. It's not. Psychedelics naturally come from the earth. It's not man-made like heroin, crack. It's not man-made. All the information and data come from the earth. Now, if you say psychedelics is drugs, then everybody's on drugs because you breathe in the same air as that psychedelic as well. Understand that. It's just as much as mushrooms, right? Mushrooms need the same air quality that you need as well. So why would you breathe in the air that the mushrooms are breathing in as well? Why would you do that? That's drugs. The air is drugs. Why are you breathing that in? You said that you don't do drugs, but you're doing the drugs that is within the air. You need air to breathe, don't you? Don't the plants need air to breathe too? Everything needs air to breathe. Within the air comes down to information and data as well. So with that being said, if you're going to say that marijuana is a drug, mushrooms are a drug, psychedelics is a drug, they all need the same air quality that you need as well. So how is it a drug? Yeah, the DARE program got them fucked up. Okay? Psychedelics is not a drug. Now, let's get into something that we all, right? We all hate this person, but he's actually trying to help everybody. When it comes to number 47, the one that you've been programmed to hate, right? President Trump, you've been programmed to hate him. You're not making your real decisions. What? What? Okay? All right. When the trumpet of truth plays, a lot of people will show their truthful colors. That sounds like a Bible scripture. Uh-huh. When the trumpet of truth plays, everybody will show their true colors. Okay? Now, let's finish playing the game. When it comes to, let's say, Mr. Trump, right? I know a lot of y'all hate him, but he's actually trying to make this shit better. Remember, this country was already fucked up before he got it. Okay? All right. For some reason, as American people, I don't know why Americans are programmed to shit on someone that's actually trying to help them. Strange. But what recently just took place is there's a certain bill that has been passed, or a study that has been passed when it comes to psychedelics. Based upon this, you might want to hear this out. When it comes to military personnel, as in Marines, Army, Navy, there's been certain military personnel that have been speaking towards Trump, right? And they told him, yeah, based on the research of what we have done with the psychedelics, some officers, not going to say officers, but certain Marines or military personnel, they was on the verge of committing suicide based on the wars that they fought, okay? War can play a very big psychological part on the mind, okay? If you never went to war, then you don't know what's going on. You don't, okay? So, being that these soldiers have went to war, certain, how can I say, doctors have prescribed them forms of basically psychedelics. And after they took the psychedelics in, it actually changed and rewired the mind and the brain together. Where they was like, I want to live. They're like, you want to live? They're like, yeah, I want to live. Where my family at? And they started becoming something better than what they actually signed up for. So what happened is Mr. President said, okay, based on the research, right, of our military personnel, what we're going to do is we're going to open a study. And when we open a study, we will study this further. And then sooner or later, what's going to happen is psychedelics will be approved. And a lot of your, how can I say, pharmaceutical markets are going to get shut down. Now, let's pay attention here. When it comes to your pharmaceutical markets, watch, slow. You would simply say, we need the pharmaceutical market because everybody needs their medications. Everybody needs their pills. That's what I'm talking about. Pay attention to the setups. Let me ask you a question. Let's say a body, right, needs some type of vitamins, some type of minerals, right? What you have to understand that is within inside the pill, what's within the pill is information and data. But what you need to ask is this: does the information and data that is within inside the pill, does it align with the same information and data as my body? Thank you. Does it? Did you do that research? No. So, if you haven't done that research, how do you know what you're taking? Oh, well, it has this fancy name upon it. The fancy name is to manipulate the technology of your consciousness. What ingredient made the pill? Do the ingredients aligns with the natural ingredients that's in your body? Your vitamin code system and mineral code system and every natural based system that's within you. Um, um. Now, let's pay attention. For some odd reason, when you go to a doctor or a practitioner, whatever you want to call him, do you know why they call him the doctor? No. No. Have you ever heard of the indoctrinator? The indoctrinator. Indoctrinator. No. You ever heard someone can, how can I say this in simple terms? Indoctrinate your conscious? Yes. Okay. The doctor, right? He doesn't deal with natural forms of information and data that come from the planet. He doesn't do that. All the information and data that's inside the pill is not natural to your body. Why do you think they call them pills? Because they pills? No. How do you spell pill? P-I-L-L. All right, take the P off. What do you get? Ill? Okay. So the pill that you're intaking is making you mentally ill. The reason why that is because it does not identify with none of the information data of your body. The pill is making you mentally ill because it does not identify with none of the information data of your body. Do you understand? You know how you just like, yo, one of my friends, he started taking his medication, he started crashing out. See why? Now, you will call this medication. Medication. Sounds very identical to modification. Medication and modifications are the same thing. Okay? It's just like with Mother Nature. Remember you was watching, what is that? Avatar? Remember you was watching Avatar, what is that? Fire and Ash? Right. Remember the little Tarzan little boy? Remember when he couldn't breathe in the same information and data as all the other avatars? Do you know what that is? Because the technology of his body needs to be modified. If you notice, right, he used to have this breathing machine on. And he will always want to go with the other avatars and help them in everything. Right. Then after that, it's a certain part in there in Fire and Ash, the new one, where the little Tarzan little boy, right, he didn't have no more oxygen, air, inside his breathing suit no more. And so what happened was they put him on the ground with Mother Nature. Mother Nature kind of basically took, how could I say, leaves, roots. She put a connection shield over it, right, in order to connect him to the planet. Now, what happened was what he was connecting with Mother Nature went in the inside of him. And it modified the technology of the hardware of his vessel within in order for him to breathe in the same information and data as all the other avatars. Did you realize that? No, I didn't look at it like a modification. It's a modification. Let me show you deeper so you can understand. You know how they say you have GMOs, right? Watch how your mind move. Let's see if you can take control. What does GMO stand for? Anybody know? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. I am not in the stimulation. What you have to, you're using the word stimulation, right? Right. Watch this. This avatar cannot break out of stimulation. You know why? Because it doesn't know where the stimulation starts at. The conscious believes that the stimulation is on the outside of it. Let it stay there. Your belief system is keeping you within the stimulation. I'ma lie to you, and hopefully you think it's the truth. This stimulation is on the outside of you. I just want to let you know, I lied to you in your face and told you that. Now, let's get back into what I was talking about. GMOs, very great memory system, high tech with it. Anyways, right? I ain't got time for these little peasants. Right? No way he just called them a peasant, fucking peasant. Anyways, like I was saying before, right? When it comes to GMOs, can you tell me what GMO stand for? And you're not wrong, and I'm not gonna fry you based on your reply. I'm not gonna call you dumb. I'm not gonna do none of that to you. But certain people, when they come in here like that, I fry their ass the fuck up. Okay? Now, intelligent question. What does GMO stand for? Someone is smart enough, they'll put it right there in the chat for you. Okay? Someone said genetically modified. High tech with it. I see you. I seen you a minute ago. Nice to see you again. She said genetically modified. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. Okay. We got it all together. There we go. There we go. Genetically modified organisms. Those are all great answers. Okay? That's exactly what it is. Now let's get the breakdown to it now. Now look. Genetically modified organisms, there are two forms, right, of genetically modified organisms. You have a natural form and you have an unnatural form, okay? You have to be very careful when you eat fruits and they say non-GMO. What you need to ask is this a natural fruit? Did this come from a natural habitat? I'm gonna show you why. When the planet that you live on, right, modifies information and data that you intake, right? If it modifies, let's say something like an apple, right? If it modifies the apple, what you have to understand is that the modification is now going to be an upgrade to the technology of your body. That's what you don't know. But man knows this. If I block you from the natural genetically modified system of Mother Nature, you would never be genetically modified. You would never upgrade. Trick the technology of your mind and belief system to make you believe when you see GMO, right, this is wrong. You need to take this out. Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you think they take the seeds out of the fruits? Does the seeds actually hold the information and data of being genetically modified by Mother Nature? What do you want to be genetically modified? With man or Mother Nature? At least you would know with Mother Nature, you understand, like, she's all natural. Yeah, she's all natural. So I would want to go with her modification system because it's all natural setups. Now, watch this. Let's say you step out of Mother Nature's genetically modified system, right? You can do that. I'm not telling you can't. But there's a downside towards man genetically modified system. Watch this. You ever heard of, what is that other word that I use? A modified starch. There we go. Okay? A modified starch, right? Let me ask you a question. Is the modified starch, right? And the information and data within the modified starch. Is it a natural modification? Remember, it's a starch, okay? That starch has been modified, right? It does not align with the modifications of what? Mother Nature. It doesn't. It's a starch, it's not a fruit, okay? So if you genetically modify the starch, right? Can I ask you a question? What is the information and data, right? That is an ingredient to inform you how, right? The genetically modified starch was created. Slow down. Do it one more time. I got you. When it comes to the modified starch, right? Let's say you go on the back, right, of the label, right? Every label has ingredients. It tell you how it's designed, how it was created, how it was made, right? If you see that it says genetically modified starch, right? Are they giving you the instructions of how the genetically modified starch was created? You sit there with that. So you don't know how it's created either. But you're going to install it, right? Yeah. Your name is Nature Mick. Please take that out. Yeah, please take that out. You can't be connected with nature. This is high conscious right here. Please back up. I told y'all, when it comes to the processing power of you just being connected with your left mind and left mind only, what's happening is the right side of the brain is not in connection to the left side of the mind. So your processing power, when it comes to processing new forms of information and data, is very slow based. So the comment of what you're talking about is literally a comment of your mind. Your mind is telling you, what the fuck? I can't process this shit. What the fuck? Right. Okay? So keep that to yourself. Anyways. I understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying to you is in a simple form of communication, right? I see what you're doing. I'm not saying it's wrong. But a lot of people don't understand that type of intelligence of what you're releasing right now. That's intelligence. What is your name? And I can't. Your name is kind of different. I'm going to give you a 5305. I'm not going to say that your intelligence is wrong. But you see how you're wording it? A lot of people can't process that yet. So that's why I keep it in a simple form like this. What ingredient, right? What ingredient makes the genetically modified organism? Genetically modified organisms. No, that's the organisms inside. The genetically modified starch. Thank you. See, you see how you loaded up your information and data? You're like cloning, E. coli, all that, right? A lot of people can't process that just yet. You see how your processing power is right now? I'm on the same level with you. I could have said that shit too, but a lot of minds that's in here, the processing power is too slow. Okay? Not saying your answer is wrong. It's actually accurate and correct, just to let you know, okay? What's that, 5305? Right there, okay? But that's like, your information is advanced. You understand? These could be moderates and base, okay? It's all good. We're on the same court. I like your answer, though. Thank you. Let's get to this next comment. Be nice. Okay. I understand, but what are you saying? I think it's starch. I'm gonna be honest with you. I agree with you, bro. I do. but that's too advanced too. I know you like, bro, what the conscious is on the ground, bro. I know you like, bro, come on, bro. I know, but a lot of consciouses are on the ground. You see the witness right behind us. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them, it's like, and I'm not making fun of nobody, but when it comes to pay attention to what we're doing, we're all speaking English. We all are. But for some reason, when it comes to a higher form of English, some minds can't process that yet. You know what I'm saying? So your answer is great. You're giving it to them, but they may not better process it yet. See what I'm saying? So for me, I can process what you're giving me. I can understand like, oh no, that's 100. No, that's a great answer. You know your shit. But a lot of people are not on the same level as you or me. Do you see what I'm saying? We're on the same level together. Like we was on the same playing field. You releasing your information, I'm releasing my information. A lot of people understand like, oh, the line. Like these minds are aligned with this information data. Right. But when it comes to other minds, they may not have been doing self-research upon the earth of what they stand upon. They may not have been doing that. For some consciouses, they look at I'm experiencing with my body, my mind, my conscious, my soul, my spirit. And so I want to get to know how things are when it comes towards my inner self. Some may be doing it. Majority are not doing it. Not saying they have to, but it's really a choice of what you want to pick up. And what happens is when you do self-research, you start to become more advanced with self. You see what I'm saying? So everything of what I know is pretty much information and data of what I have done upon myself in order to know. This is not something I got of like off the internet. Not saying you can't do that, but this is all self-research. So the way how I process it and the way I give it to you, it's like I'm trying to make it into a level where people can actually just understand. You see what I'm saying? So it's just like when I say you have a modified starch, right? And then I say, you see this? You see where it says modified starch, right? What is the ingredient that creates the modified starch? Now, once I say that to the person, they look at the back of the label and they like, it's not telling me. So why is it hiding stuff for you? Thank you. Would you eat something that's hiding something from you? Would you be in a relationship with someone that's hiding something from you? You wouldn't. It's just like this. Let me show you. You have bioengineered foods, right? When you have a bioengineered food, what is the ingredient that makes the bioengineered food? They're not putting that on the back of the label. Thank you. So they're hiding something from you. Now, let me get back into where I was at, because we're going all around this motherfucker, okay? Let me get back where I was at. Now, when it comes to where did I just leave off at? Right there, right here. When it comes to the genetically modified organisms and not the organism part, the modified starch. Then it connects it to the organism. Okay. So let's say you have a genetically modified starch, right? I would simply ask you, what's the ingredient that makes the genetically modified starch? You can't find it on the back of the label, so they're hiding it from you. Now watch this. The reason why they will hide it from you is because it is. We don't want you to know what we're genetically modifying within you. We don't want you to know that. We don't want you to know that. No. So that's why they will hide it from you. They won't tell you how it was created. They will only give you a word, which is, this is a genetically modified starch. What created the genetically modified starch? Is the ingredients in the back? No. So they're hiding something from you. Now watch. If you watch Avatar, Ash and Fire, right? And you notice that the little boy that was on the ground, right? If you notice that they put him in Mother Nature, that way Mother Nature can connect with him, right? In order to genetically modify the organisms within inside of him. His lungs got genetically modified. Once the lungs got genetically modified, guess what happens? He can take in the same air quality as what? All the other avatars. So it connected him, right? Within the inside, right? In order to breathe the information and data that's on that appears on the outside, in order to bring it into the inside, in order to change it into what people say air and oxygen, okay? It's just like the trees. The trees give us what? Oxygen. Pay attention. The trees with the avatar, right, got to be a different oxygen supply because remember, the little boy, he's a human, which means that this human cannot breathe in the same information data as the avatars. See? So Mother Nature, right, must have been genetically modified the avatar systems since birth. Thank you. Now, when it comes to little Tarzan right here, the little white boy, right, he could not remember. He doesn't come from that environment. He joined an environment, but he's not from the environment, okay? So being that he's not from the environment, certain organisms need to be genetically modified in order for him to take in the air, you understand? In order to breathe again, you understand? So let me show you. A lot of people didn't understand that Mother Nature was basically speaking towards everyone. If you come back to me, I can naturally genetically modify your system. Okay? Because man understands that, yes, that is true, but man wants to genetically modify your system too. And it's not in a natural based way. Pay attention to the data points. When it comes towards, let's say, produce, right? Simple. Produce is designed in order to produce the technology of your body and mind. That's why they call it produce, okay? Produce comes down to intelligence. It's not just a fruit, okay? Fruits hold intelligence. You may not look at it as such. You may look at intelligence as a book or a movie. That's not the only way to become intelligent, okay? When it comes towards the planet holds forms of information and data that is intelligence, that the technology of your body can install and hold. Okay, now watch. Let's say, because I don't want to go too fast, because I be going fast. I do. Let's say okay. So let's say you have give me a second. All right. So let's say you take a fruit. Let's say the fruit has a modification in it. Let's say you eat the modification. You install the modification. The modification has to now be processed through your vessel. Now, when your body gets modified, guess what happens? That's another upgrade in conscious. I had to process it in a slower way because I was about to go galactic with it. And I'm like, I got to bring it to a level where they can understand. So you have a fruit. Let's say the fruit holds information and data. Right, that is a modification. Okay? Mother Nature has genetically modified. Mother Nature has a natural genetically modified base system. Now, when you intake fruits, right? If you ever see on your fruits that it says non-GMO, you need to step away from that. The reason why I say you need to step away from that is because the people that are picking these type of fruits within a certain area or environment, they know that these fruits have been naturally genetically modified by Mother Nature. They don't want you to receive the modification. And the reason why it is because you will receive an upgrade when it comes towards consciousness. You will receive an upgrade when it comes to intelligence. What you have to understand in the system that we're in, the third dimension, is to keep your conscious locked down to the third dimension. So why would I allow you, right, to have natural genetically modified organisms, right, be modified by Mother Nature that will bring your conscious and your awareness up? Why would I do that? So when you see fruits that say non-GMO, what they're doing is they're making sure that this sector that I call consciousness does not genetically modify naturally, right, the produce of what you're eating. Remember, I'm going to tell you this again. Produce is designed to produce the intelligence of mind and body. You understand? Now, if someone take out the natural information and data as a modification, that produce is not real. It is fake. It's not real. How can it be real? Let me know. Hold on. We got one. 5305. I'm trying to tell you. Let me see. Most of the fruits in the market were modified to be seedless. God damn. I was just about to go there, right? Let's keep on going. They achieved this through microarrays techniques to first identify the genes that code the seeds and then delete them. God damn. Wasn't I just talking about the seeds? I was just talking about that. I'm gonna read that one more time. We're gonna pin that comment. Yeah, we're gonna pin that shit. Yeah, we're gonna pin that one. There we go. That is a great comment. I gotta read that one more time. That's highly intelligent right there. I like how you put that together. Most of the fruits in the market were modified to be seedless. They achieved this through microarray techniques to first identify the genes that code the seeds and then delete them. So this is why I always tell people all the time, right? When it comes, and this is one of the biggest jokes that I ever came out with, but it's so true. I was speaking to a woman one time before, right? And I'm going to piggyback off what you just said, right? I was speaking to a white lady, and basically I said, she was handing me some grapes, right? Because I went to a pantry. She handed me the grapes, and she was like, yeah, I'm gonna give you some grapes for the case and B. I said, let me see. I said, them not grapes, baby. She was like, what? I was like, baby, them not grapes. They've been raped. She like, what? Listen to me. How are those grapes, right? If the seeds are not within the grapes, for one. Now, two, watch. Would you pay full price for half of a grape? She's like, no, I wouldn't do that. So why would you pay full price for grapes that don't have seeds in it? That's half of a grape. You're just eating the outer shell. That's it. The grape without the seed has been genetically modified to grow without seeds, based on the intelligence of what this one is saying as well. You understand? So it's the same thing. All right? But why would you pay full price for any produce or grapes if it didn't naturally come with the seeds that it's supposed to come within it? If you ask me, it seemed like consciously, everybody liked being robbed. If you don't like being robbed, then why would you pay full price for grapes where it doesn't come with the seed and it doesn't come with it comes with the full grape? And I know what most people are going to say. Most people are going to say, well, I'm going to be honest with you, bro. Being that they're seedless, it's easy to chew them. You don't understand what you're being programmed to. Understand that every produce that I eat, cantaloupes, everything, if it doesn't have a seed within it, I'm not processing it. Because now I'm being genetically modified, right, in order to accept fruits that don't have seeds. That's the modification that they're doing within you. You don't understand that. Now it becomes subconsciously. And being that it can become subconscious, it's on autopilot until you take control and say, stop, reprogram. Now, if you notice with cherries, right? For some reason, they can't take the seed out of cherries. It seems like they just can't. For certain for certain modifications when it comes to like fruits, certain it's like they like we can't do nothing with the shit. Without the seed, it would go completely flat. If you took a seed out of a cherry, you'd be looking at cherry like, oh no, I definitely want that shit. It's ear in that shit. Thank you. Now watch this. The seeds of cherries are very bigger than the seeds of grapes. They are. Let me show you, so you can understand why they modify certain ones and they don't modify certain ones. I'm not gonna say that they didn't modify cherries, but I started understanding like they don't take none of the seeds out of cherries. Why is that? Do I have any cherries left? I don't think so. Let me see. It's not in there. I have to get some more later. Okay? But when it comes to cherries, the seeds are very big. They're way bigger than grapes. Okay? So if you was to take the seed out of a cherry, you're literally like, it's just air inside of there. Right, because the seeds are way bigger. They're about that size right there. But when it comes towards like grapes, they have very small seeds. Okay? And being that they have very small seeds, they look at it as, okay, we can genetically modify it, take the seed completely out of there, and now sell it back to the market. Because they don't want people to be connected to Mother Nature. That's another way of basically blocking information and data. People don't understand, like, if they just can understand consciously that everything that you eat, everything that you process come down to information and data, and the information and data of your vessel, like your vitamin code system, mineral code system, if they could understand those systems, then they would start to understand consciously, like, so they're genetically modifying us to get out of a natural-based system. Thank you. Everything has a modification in it. I gotta run this shit back, bro. God damn. Let's see. It said most of the time it's a chemical form. She said right because someone is trying to mimic Mother Nature, right? And what they do is they pretty much watch the system of what she's doing. Then they understand it. Once they understand it, then they like modify it. This is why they don't want natural-based people upon the earth anymore. And a lot of people don't understand consciously that there's a war with Mother Nature and the information and data that she gives her children. And there's a war consciously. So if I can unplug you from her, oh, you don't know what's going on then. She has to inform you. She definitely does. It's a formal way of communication too. Let me see. Okay, let me show you something real quick. Modifying is a weird word. That is how you process it. You're fighting with something in yourself right now. I'm gonna show you how it's. Let me show you. The word modified is not a weird word. You know how I know? Pay attention. You have a device in your hand, okay? The device that you have in your hand, right, goes through a technological modification. You know how you say, my phone is being upgraded. The phone is not just being upgraded, it's being modified. So, if that's weird, then stop modifying your phone. It's the same thing. It's all technology. All technology is going through a modification. Just as much as your mind in this conversation is going through a modification. It's just that when we say something to you like that, your mind processes it in a certain type of way that you think is weird. So what's happening is we communicate with you, right? And then what you got to understand is When we're speaking, that is a frequency. The frequency travels from ear, the technology of the ear, now to the technology of your mind. And that's how your mind is processing. You can fight back or you can keep that on autopilot. That's your decision. That ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm just letting you know, okay? So if it's weird that things are being modified, then stop modifying your phone. Okay? All right. Ooh. If that's not the truth. You said the funny thing is these people update. Hold on, let me slow down. The funny thing is these phones updates are designed to trigger a ticking clock that will make the phone stop working so that you will go and buy a new one. That is actually true. How do I know that? I had an iPhone 7. No, I think it was the 7. I had an iPhone 7. No. It wasn't the iPhone 7. My bad. Actually, I had a PlayStation 4. Right. Anyways, keep on moving, bro. Right, we're in a whole deeper realm of consciousness. Move on. Right. I had a PlayStation 4. And for some odd reason, it will always send me a notification to update, right? And so I will ignore the update. I will keep ignoring it, until one day, right? They set the PlayStation 4 where if you don't update, you can't play online. So basically, they're forcing you to do it. This is why I'm kind of a little skeptical of playing with Sony with the PlayStation 6, because I'm starting to understand, like, y'all forcing customers to do certain shit that they don't have to do. I think I might want to go with a Steam. Yeah, I might want to go with that. Just being honest. I love Sony, but the way they do their customers, it's ridiculous for money, bro. It's ridiculous. So I'm going to finish telling you. So basically what happened with the PlayStation 4, I actually went to go update it, right? When I went to go update it, it literally gave me a whole, like, a red light on the system. And once I seen that red light, I was like, yeah, it's dead. It's dead. Sony was so dirty. And this is why I'm not really trying to buy none of their products like that when it comes to the PlayStation 6, because they're Sony used to be they used to be decent when it came to consumers. Now, it's like they're savages. Because they look at it like, well, we're running the entertainment movement when it comes towards the games. Like, yeah, but you don't have to be a savage to your customers. Because a customer like me is going to be like, oh yeah, fuck you, I'll go somewhere else. Yeah, fuck you. I don't have to buy shit. So what happened with that PS4, whatever the case may be, basically, like, some people call it the red ring of death. That's what some people say. But once I seen the red line on it, I was like, yeah, that joint dead. It just basically killed my whole system. Now watch, pay attention to the setups. Understand that the PS4 has an Ethernet cable that connects it to the internet. So think, they're using the internet, right, to load up whatever what the person just said, what I would call a virus, to your system to knock it down to make you buy a PS5. Let me show you how dirty they are. I called them. I said, excuse me, Sony? They're like, yeah, what's up? I'm like, look, I just did an update on my system, and you can see the date that I did it, right? I said I did an update on my system, and it shut my whole system down. Are y'all going to repair it or anything? You know what they told me? They said, oh, yeah, you got to pay this fee right here. So now, I got to pay a fee in order to get this fixed, and you just fucked over my whole system? All right. This is the reason why I see why certain gamers, that's advanced gamers, I see why they jailbreak their systems. I see why they jailbreak their systems and their controllers, where they modify it, where you be like, yeah, you can't do that shit with this system. You sure can't. I see why people do that shit. I used to be sitting there looking at people like, why they just did that with this system? Because they're gonna try to modify it where it goes completely out. So that what that individual just said right there, that is very accurate and very true. It is. This is how they keep you in a loop of, okay, I gotta go get that. What's the newest iPhone? What, the 17? Right. Guaranteed you be sitting there like, I got the 17. Let's see how many years it lasts. Let's see how many years it lasts. This is why I pretty much get the older iPhones. Yeah, people be looking at me like, why do you have an iPhone 7? Huh. Only if you knew. Yeah, only if you knew. It's a certain reason why certain people, they hold the older models of the iPhones. Because they know like these models right here, they don't carry the same thing that the new models carry. It's the reason why certain people have like certain Androids, like Blackberries and different type of devices, because they know like, yeah, this one right here, they can't do this with. See? Because it doesn't come from the same system that all the other systems are coming from. So it's like, let's say you have an iPhone 17. Let's say you put a ticking clock in there, right? A ticking clock is basically like a preset expiration date. It doesn't mean that it's supposed to expire, but it has a system that's already set in there in order to make it expire. So pay attention. Let's see how many iPhone 17s get shut down when the iPhone 18 come out. Watch. You'll be sitting there like, bro, what the fuck? I told you. This was what they do. They don't like the fact that you have control and you want to upgrade when you want to upgrade. They want to take control and make you upgrade. So how is it a choice? Okay, this is the reason why I only buy certain phones. I don't go get the most, they say the most top of the line phone. No. They make the most top of the line phones. They're the top of the line because on the simple fact, guess what? Right after a certain point, right, or year, it goes completely out. And back to my story, when it came to the PS4, they wanted me to pay a certain price that I was like, yeah, I could pretty much go get me a new system. Right. So, don't get me wrong, I have a PS5, but I don't think I'm going to purchase the PS6. I don't think so right now. I think I might move my entertainment of gaming to a different platform. Yes. 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 Like, don't get me wrong, Sony, I've been with Sony ever since I was small. I know about the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know about all the PlayStations. But now this new era of PlayStation, ever since the 4, I've been looking at Sony kind of skeptical. Yeah, I've been looking at them like, you guys were really good when it came to customers, and now you guys are just fucking all over your customers. And don't get me wrong, Sony right now is facing a boycott. When it comes to their PlayStation, what is that? PlayStation Plus? Everybody know about PlayStation Plus, right? We're underneath a boycott right now. I haven't purchased PlayStation Plus for about two, close to 3 months now. And the reason why that is because they keep raising the fucking prices, and we're looking at like, yo, what else is we getting? Oh, well, you're getting new games that come out every month. We're not about to keep paying y'all month to month, and we're not getting more. Thank you. Why would I pay more and I'm getting the same amount? Get the fuck out of here. No. So now I don't purchase the PlayStation Plus membership. No. I'd rather just go ahead and buy. I'm going to show you what's going on. Sony wants to mash out the disc? The disc. What happens is how they're looking at it as you can buy all your games digitally. Yeah, but anybody knows if you have the disc, you actually own a copy to it. Thank you. See? Now, if you just do all digital, do you know what Sony can do? Sometimes it can be a certain game, right, and they can take that whole game off the network. Right, let me show you something. This is what happened to me one time before. This actually happened with the Xbox 360. This was brazy. Remember, I know y'all remember this. Remember when they had Marvel versus Capcom on the Xbox 360? Remember that? Remember, out of nowhere, they just took the whole game down? Bruh, I didn't even know that the game was missing until I went to go re-download it, and it told me this content cannot be downloadable. So I tried it again and said the same thing. I called Xbox, and they told me like, yes, sir, that content has been taken down. So I was like, what are y'all gonna do to compensate me? And basically what they did was they gave me my money back. They did get my money back. I can't say that about Xbox 360. I don't know where Xbox is now because I don't have an Xbox, but they definitely actually gave my money back. But I was like, what happened if I never went back until that game went to go download it? Would they have given me the money back? Right. Because I feel as though that should have been an announcement towards everyone. And I know what they're going to say. They're going to say, well, Marvel had switched its license all the way to Disney. Don't nobody give a fuck about none of that. People want to play the game. Okay? All right. Shit is brazy tech. These companies are fucking savages. And what we have to understand is that we have control over the companies as consumers. If I don't buy from you, your company fall down. And that's what a lot of consumers need to understand with themselves. If we don't buy into these things, if we don't give them our hard-earned money, the company falls down by default. You think that the CEO is the head honcho? Don't get me wrong, he is the one that's running it, but without his customers, his whole corporation falls down. And this is when people need to start getting a little bit more angrier, right? And when I say angry, by as intelligence, by using it and say, you know what? I used to be with this company, but until they get their act right, I'm going somewhere else. That's why I'm going with Steam. Yeah, like I'm not going with the PlayStation 6, bro, because I'm looking at how they're doing the consumer. They don't give a fuck about the consumer anymore. Like you know how you used to play, let's say Super Nintendo, right? Or the older, older systems. You just kind of feel like it was family oriented, right? That's how I kind of felt when it came to gaming. Like, this is family oriented. Now it's straight money oriented. If you ain't got the money, fuck you. Like, all right. Well, that's why Sony is underneath a boycott right now, and that's why a lot of people are not playing the PlayStation Plus. I don't have PlayStation Plus. I don't need it. Once I started understanding, like, hold on, every game that I have is either downloaded or I have a physical, right? And then the thing about it, I'm gonna be honest with you. Most people are gonna say, well, you're not playing multiplayer with everybody else. Sometimes I can play games with no people, bro. There's many games that I can play with no people at all. Just as much as like you can go play Overwatch and you don't need a PlayStation Plus membership. Overwatch is free. It's a free game. And you can play it on any platform. Like literally, Overwatch is one of the most popular games next to, what is that? Some people like to play Fortnite, right? Fortnite, you don't need the PlayStation Plus membership. It's a free server. It's free. You don't need PlayStation Plus for that. See what I'm saying? Just like Apex. You don't need PlayStation Plus to play Apex. There are certain games that are very big that have their own personal server. And what you're doing is you're just using a console in order to access the server. That's it. And a lot of people, they don't understand that. They look at it like, what? I didn't even know that. I thought that was off. It's not off PlayStation Plus. It's not. You just have to repick certain games you really want to play and get out of the bubble of what they want you to play. See what I'm saying? So for me, I'm not going to purchase something and you're doing me dirty. No. I'm just going to let it rot. Until they come back to the consumer and say, okay, we're sorry. How do y'all want this to go? At this point, PlayStation Plus need to be free. Fuck y'all. Yeah. You want me to come back? Make it free. Because I'm going to Steam. Yeah, I'm going to Steam. I'm going over there. Yeah, I'm going over there. Fuck y'all. Yeah, I'm going with the Steam thing. That's what I'm going with. You get access to everything, too. Ain't nothing limit. I'm getting sick of Sony and their, like, greedy-ass ways. And that's another thing. In this economy that we are in, I'm going to say this, and a lot of people may agree with this, but it's so true, and I'm not lying to you. Inflation, right? When I say the word inflation, do you understand that inflation and greed is in the same caliber? You may not look at it as like, what? Pay attention, watch. You would say, we're just going through inflation. No, we're going through greed. And someone that's on the other side is looking at it like, well, you keep paying into the greed. You keep paying into the inflation. You keep paying into the greed. I'm just going to keep raising the prices. I'm going to keep raising the prices and keep on raising it and keep on raising it and keep on raising it until you simply say, fuck it, stop. Someone agreed. They're like, no, you're right. He can see past the fucking screen. He can understand, like, yeah, they're gonna put the word inflation in front of you. But can I ask you a question? If you watch this. Let's say you say, yo, bro, you see that horse you got? I'm like, yeah. And let's say you say, I want to purchase that horse, right? And I say, all right. And I start selling you a horse. Let's just say an estimate. I'm not saying this is like this, but this will be pretty nice. Let's say I sold you the horse for $500, right? It's built up, it's pretty, everything, right? And then I tell you, okay, it's the same horse, right? Built up, pretty, and everything. And I tell you, okay, this is gonna cost you $1,000 this time. You're like, well, hold on, stop. You just sold this one for $500, right? Why am I paying $1,000 this time? Inflation. That's to manipulate you, bro. That's the manipulation, okay? I'm paying for the same horse. It has the same health and everything. And you're going to tell me I need to pay more because of what? Because we're in inflation. No, this is fucking greed. It's not inflation. Don't try to tell me, oh, things go up all the time. Oh, greed goes up all the time. It's just like rent. You pay for the same building. Let me ask you a question. What modifications did you do to the building in order to raise the rent? Nothing. What was the last modification you did on this building? 2015. What the fuck? The last modification you did was 2015, and you want me to pay more? This is why the housing market in New York State is burning. That shit is on hellfire. 1 bedroom, $2,000, coast to 3. What the fuck? This is hell. This is hell. You can't tell me it's not hell. How is it not? Now, what people have to understand is that also inflation, right, or greed can push us together. And let me show you what happens. Let's say we all say, I'm getting sick of this shit. I'm not paying for shit. Oh shit. That's when the company's gonna be like, okay, we gotta do something. They don't wanna go out of business, bro. This is why I be like, yo, if the people start getting mad, they gonna put these companies on straight leash mode. And what I mean by leash, they already on a leash, right? But people don't understand how they got these companies by their balls. You are the consumer. They are the producer. Okay, they can produce things, but if you don't buy, all their product fall the fuck down on the ground, bro. And this is why I be looking at people like, y'all literally got them by the balls. Y'all literally got the power. Why y'all won't use it? Because I want it today. I'm out. I'm out. I'm going to Steam. Fuck it. I'm going somewhere else. Fuck this. I'm about to buy? I'm about to get me a fucking computer. Yeah, I'm about to go to Computer Wave. I'm so serious. I'm getting sick of these fucking consoles. And I'm a straight gamer. Like, I love playing video games. That's what I do. That's one of my hobbies. But it's like y'all trying to ruin our hobbies now, bro. Like, y'all really are. Y'all trying to ruin our hobbies. Like, I love playing video. This is what I like doing. I've been doing this ever since I was small. And you guys are trying to ruin the entertainment moment when it comes to the goddamn video games. Y'all are. The fuck is this? Well, you get something different. You get the PS6. I guarantee you it's gonna be close to $2,000 fucking dollars. I can see the fucking price tag already. Let me see. Oh my God, I'm good. I'm going somewhere else. I'm gonna give me a fucking computer. No, give me a computer. Give me a computer because I got access to everything. Yeah, and at least with the processing power of the computer, right? I'm just being honest. When it comes to the processing power of the computer, they process data a little bit more faster than consoles. That is the truth. This is why Sony is trying to get into the computer. They're trying to get their console into that computer market, but they're going to stonewall themselves by the prices. They are, because people that are smart, they know, like, if I buy a computer, the only thing I had to do is modify my system in order to get access to, like, other games and stuff like that. And I have watched I know some people that have computers, and I just be watching them use their computer. I'm like, that shit looks so cool. You got the keyboard and stuff. And bro, how they be playing the game, it be so funny. I'd be like, so you're only hitting 3 buttons just to do all this shit? Like, yeah. Oh my God. Bro, I know you gotta use all those buttons, right? Right. Computers, the processing power and their handling of how they move characters in the game. I literally watched somebody play Fortnite and they're only hitting 3 fucking buttons, bro. I got a whole fucking PS5 controller in my hand. I gotta hit this button, move this button around, do this button, move this, and they like, I'm only hitting like 3 buttons right here. There you go. That's it. Got it? Shit, brazy. I'm done. Come here. Come here. Mr. Youngest, can I ask you a question? Why are you we're talking about video games? Why are you advertising religion? How did you even stop? Slow down. How did you get in here? How did you get in here? Yeah, get him out. We're talking about video games. Go, Mr. Youngest, please go. Get out, okay? He's harassing the community of gamers now. What is wrong with you people? Oh my God. We're talking about video games. Yes. Yes, you're talking about video games? Yeah. What about religion video game? Sir, please go back to your home, please. We're talking about video games and this person just... Church. What the fuck is going on? Church. We're talking about video games, sir. Church and video games have nothing to do with each other, okay? The fuck off. Yo, listen, when you come to the video game community, they don't give a fuck about church, bro. They don't give a fuck. Like, we're playing video games. You think we care about that? No. Bro, take your church back, bro. Yeah, go back over there, okay? Shit is funny work right here. I'm done. I'm right back at you, 5305. I want to see what your face look like. I do. Anyways, let me see. What else they was talking? They said 5 Pro. That's the 5? You saying get the 5 Pro? I don't think so, bro. I don't even want Sony at this point, bro. No, because they're being mean to us. They're telling us like, yeah, you're gonna take getting fucked. Like, no, you're not. No, you're not doing that to me. Get the fuck away from me. I'm not buying that PlayStation 6. If you guys keep going the way you're going, I'm not gonna buy any more Sony products. Keep on fucking around. I'm a real consumer. You'd be like, yo, he really be standing on business. I don't have PlayStation Plus right now. I don't. And I'm not purchasing it. You're not gonna make me do anything with my money. Yeah, I cut that whole damn membership off. I know Sony like, yo, he's to buy the whole year. What happened? I looked at all my other friends. They talking to me like, yeah, yo, Sony trying to do us dirty and stuff. They trying to do y'all dirty? Like, yeah, cut off their whole membership. There you go. Cut it off. What else y'all want to do? Because y'all losing money. Y'all just lost. I think the membership for the whole year is about, $120? Don't quote me on that. About $100, somewhere in there, right? I did not buy it for the next year. I didn't buy that shit. Yeah, once it expired, I looked at it. I was like, how much? Yeah. What are we getting out of this? Oh, the same video games. Like, oh, no, cut this shit off. I'm good. I don't want it. Nope. Just like the Apple iPhone 17, I'm not getting that shit. No. That's why all my little friends and shit, they be like, bro, why you still got the Apple iPhone 7 and 8? I'd be like, it's still alive, isn't it? All right. It lasts longer than that damn 17. Thank you. Now you think about that. Let's just see you. Let's say, see, let me tell you something. When I look at a device, I'm looking at how I can utilize it. I don't care about no, oh, it has this glitz and this glam. I don't care about none of that stuff, bro. I don't care about none of that. I care about how I utilize it. Not no, oh, it has the camera processor and such a, I got a whole nother camera, a Polaroid camera right here that has a better lens than the damn iPhone, bro. Thank you. So that's like if I want to use like if I want to make videos and content on my YouTube, I'm going to use that camera. Okay? I'm not going to use the camera of the iPhone. I'm just not. I don't value the iPhone like that. I know it's like everybody else in their conscious, I value it. But for me, I don't value iPhone like that. It's not top of line quality, if you ask me. It's just not. It's other like other devices. There's other like there's other, how can I say, companies that you may not know about, and they got way better phones than fucking iPhone, bro. And it'd be sad because the thing about it is, some industries of phones you may have never heard of, but if you start doing research and you start actually looking at how the phone was created and how the iPhone was created, you will start to realize like, okay, they're trying to keep us out of certain markets when it comes to phones. Right. And you know what iPhone need to go through? They need to go through a whole 5-year ban. A whole 5-year ban. Yes. I guaranteed you, if you take them through a 5-year ban, they literally gonna be on their knees. They gonna be on their knees like, please, please come back. I'm trying to tell you, bro. This is how you bring companies down to their knees. You be like, hold on. So you're just gonna just fuck over me, right? My wallet and my pocketbook. Yeah. Walk away. Told you. Right when you walk away, that's when the companies be like, please, can you come back, sir? Please, I'm sorry. And listen, you know how you unsubscribe to a subscription and they be like, sorry that you have to go. How can we make you come back? Oh, you gotta lower the prices. If you don't want to lower the price, I'm going somewhere else. Fuck you. This is why I'm about to get me a Fire Stick. Jailbreak the fuck out this motherfucker. Yeah, now I got access to everything. I'm getting sick of paying monthly subscriptions for everybody. I want to watch things on Prime, right? I like watching Prime. I want to watch things on Disney. Have you been watching X-Men 97? You gotta check into that shit. That shit is good, okay? You go watch X-Men 97. I'm trying to tell you, listen to me. If you go watch X-Men 97, I'm gonna say this. A lot of people that are going through spiritual awakenings, you need to plug into things like being honest, and you will start to understand like, damn, bro, you led me right to this shit. Fuck, I thought this is all cartoons. That's what they want you to think, okay? You watch The Simpsons, you know that has awakenings in there? You don't know that, do you? I know. When you watch the X-Men 97, right, you're gonna start understanding like, it seemed like this is aligned with something. And it's telling you something to come that's already in play. It's already in play. You see, I'm gonna say something, watch this. If you go watch X-Men 97, right, they got Jean Grey in there, right? They got Cyclops in there. But a lot of people didn't understand that Cyclops had a son. Okay? A lot of people did. Some people don't even know that Cyclops had a son. Some people don't know that. Now his son is Cable. You know who Cable is. He got the solar eye right here, and then at that he got the big ass gun, and then he got the big ass arm and all that. That's Cyclops' son. Some people didn't even know that shit. They're like, I thought Cable was just another installment of another X-Men. No, he's the offspring of Cyclops. And some people didn't know that. Jean Grey is his mother. Okay? Now watch this. In the timeline of Jean Grey, right? You have two genes. What? There's two genes. There's a light gene and there's a dark gene. The dark gene, she ruthless as a bitch. This motherfucker hop into another timeline and be like, fuck this shit. Like, what the fuck? And they kind of tell you that's very identical to what a lot of women are going through. A lot of women don't understand you do have a light side and a dark side to you. but you had to balance both of them. Because what happens is the dark want to take control and be like, yeah, fuck that light motherfucker. And then change the whole fucking timeline. And you'll be sitting there like, no, this was supposed to be. No, it's not. The people that you're working against, right? If you understood your light side, those are the people that you were actually helping one time before. But being that you are strictly just dark, you can't see the light side of yourself. So you can't walk into the timeline of the light side of yourself. Thank you. That's what happens. You would take yourself out your whole timeline and you won't even understand it because you're sitting there looking at it like, well, the thing's going like this and things going. It's not like that, bro. It's not like that. That's why they put that episode of Jean Grey to let women be aware. Hey, if you go strictly darkness, you're literally going to wipe yourself out your own fucking timeline. And that's what happened. So both of the Jeans, they started fighting against each other, right? And what happened was the original Jean started to realize, and she started to talk to the other Jean that you would say would be a clone, right? But they're in connection with each other, right? And what happened was, I would say the light side basically had to get to the dark side and tell it like, listen, you cannot do this because you're wiping me out my timeline. And if you do that, you're going to wipe yourself out your timeline. Oh, shit. So we ain't got no choice but to work together. Thank you. That's what happened. So another thing was a lot of people didn't understand is that you have, I don't know why they did this. I kind of didn't like how they did this shit because they kind of, for some people, they're not going to understand this because I know certain things that's a little bit more deeper. In season 2, they have a Apocalypse, right? And Apocalypse, a lot of people don't understand. I don't like how they play it. I just don't like how they do that. I disagree with it. How they play Apocalypse, they make Apocalypse seem like he's a villain. In all reality, he's really not a villain. I know you're going to look at me like I'm fucking crazy. You're going to be like, no, come on, bro. What? Let me show you. Go to X-Men Apocalypse, right? I'm going to show you something. Pay attention. When it comes to X-Men Apocalypse, right? Go Google it. It's on Disney, okay? You want to really watch it in great detail so you can understand something, okay? Apocalypse is not a villain. I know you're looking at him as a villain because you've been programmed to look at him as a villain. Thank you. This is why you got to be very careful with Disney because they will try to trick the fuck out you, okay? If you can't see past the screen that they're selling you, then you'll get stuck in the screen, okay? Apocalypse is not a villain. The numbers just went up, and that lets you know, like, nah, he knows what I know. That's just confirmation, okay? Now, pay attention. They have basically customized it to the mind of children to make them believe that Apocalypse is a villain. Apocalypse is not a villain. If you go watch X-Men Apocalypse, really the name Apocalypse, right, is he has many different names. Sometimes they call him Ra, Shiva. They call him different names because he lived in many different timelines. But what you have to understand is that when it comes towards Apocalypse, when you watch the movie, it begins with the Egyptians setups. That's where Apocalypse begins, in the Egyptian time frame. So what you have to understand is that Ra, right, is an Egyptian god. He's not a false god. He's a real god, okay? And what you have to understand is that when it comes towards Ra, he is the father of all the Egyptians. Without him, the Egyptian world would not exist, okay? Now watch, pay attention. What happens in this time frame is that Apocalypse deals with solar information and data that you would say the sun. When you watch it from the very beginning, what you have to understand, and you need to pay attention in great detail, is this. You will see Apocalypse, they'll come inside of a tomb, a pyramid, right? When they come inside the pyramid, right, Apocalypse has the ability to transfer himself to vessel. He's connected to everyone. He's the father, okay? Don't look at him as a villain. He's a father, okay? Towards, you see all these other superheroes that you call the X-Men, Without him, none of them would exist. That's including, let me show you, that's including Cyclops, which is another form of Ra that you don't even understand. That's Ra again. Okay? Now, Jean Grey, all the X-Men that you love a lot, without him, none of them would be alive. He's the father of all of them. Okay? Now, when it comes to him, what happens is in X-Men Apocalypse in the beginning is that when it comes to him going inside of the pyramid, I don't want to go so fast because I really like this movie a lot. I do. I just don't like how they did it. They did it the wrong way. They did. And so what happened was when you see him inside of the what is that? Not the tomb, but the pyramid. What happens is what you have to understand is that he's a god, but he's a, how can I work this the right way? Because I don't want to fuck this up. He's a sun god. Okay? And being that he's a sun god, right? He can transfer his soul to many different vessels. That's the access that he has with the hardware of the vessel. Without him, you wouldn't have soul either. Okay? So what happens is that he's about to transfer his soul into a new vessel. The people that's in Egyptian time frame, they don't want to be underneath his rulership no more. So his own people turned their back on him first. It's not that he turned his back on them. They turned their backs on him. They did not want him to be in rulership no more. And so what happens is the people start to rebel. When they rebel, right, guess what happens? They try to stop him transferring from one vessel to the next one, which means, if you ask me, in the spiritual community, that is actually trying to stop. That's like you're trying to stop another soul or a spirit that's supposed to take upon their new vessel. You can't do that. What's wrong with you people? You people are fucking sick. When I seen that, I already knew what that meant. I'm like, yeah, these people fucking crazy as fuck. Anyways, let's finish, right? Now, what happens is this. He has other gods what's with him that you can see in there too. They're like his children, right? And so when the pyramids started to fall down because the people was trying to knock it down, what happened was you have one girl that's there, and you have pretty much, I think, all his sons that's there. Right. And they basically was trying to make sure that the father get transferred into that new vessel, because this is what they knew. If he transfer, right, he can bring all of us back. And that's the truth. That's one thing about Ra. He can bring any god back because he is the first of all the mutants. Every last one of them. That's including Professor Xavier. That's including Magneto. But when you look at Professor Xavier, they are, I got to get a little bit more deeper with it, but they are Egyptians too. They just don't understand themselves just yet. They just don't. Maybe Magneto does. Because Magneto, his conscience is a little bit different. He can kind of understand certain things. Maybe Magneto can. When it comes to Professor Xavier, oh my God, what the fuck? It's like you're warring with your own father. If he just understands himself, it's like you're warring with your own father. What the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking dumb. Now, when Apocalypse comes in the movie or the game, right, what happens is that he's been away from the world. He's been asleep. Okay? So when he comes into the world, he was thinking that when he came into the world, he would come into his rulership that was still here. Then he realized once he got into Egypt, he was looking at Egypt like, oh my God, this whole shit done fell down. What the fuck is this? What is this? Then he met up with one of his daughters named Storm, right? But this Storm, she's kind of lost. You know why she's lost? She wanted to be like Mystique. Mystique can turn into anybody. Mystique, just being honest, she has a true identity of herself, but she chooses the identities of other people as well. Okay? And so for someone as Apocalypse looking at Storm, he's looking at his daughter and he's like, why would you want to be something and you're already a goddess already? Why would you want to do that? He didn't understand that. He's like, you're a goddess. Like, you have the power of the wind. Why would you exchange that for something else? He didn't understand that because the Father understands with himself. He loves himself too. So how he look at his image, he's like, this is my image, this is my power, this is who I am. I wouldn't want to exchange that for anyone else because if I become someone else, then I'm no longer myself, okay? And so he basically speaks to Storm, right? And we'll get into that part a little bit later, but yeah, Storm in that sequel of X-Men Apocalypse, I was very disappointed. You did not protect the Father. How could you not do that? Then, if you pay attention to the original, the other white girl that was in there, that was with Ra, right, she made sure she protected him. My black sisters, do y'all do that for your fathers today? That's the reflection in that. It would speak to you in reality and show you like, y'all don't do that. All right, it's okay. Anyways, let's get into this a little bit more. So what happens is, in this situation, is that it goes a little bit more further, where basically the Father is looking for his children, the ones that will fight, right, this old world for the new world to exist. Okay, this new world, and I know it's gonna make people scared, but I agree with Apocalypse. I couldn't disagree with him. He's seen everything that happened. He went literally to the television, touched the television, and understand consciously. So they have nuclear warheads, money, false gods. Yeah, this word is flawed. That's how he looked at the world. He was like, this whole world is flawed. How am I supposed to live in a world like this? No. So basically what he did was to show man that he doesn't have power over him. He took all the nuclear warheads across the planet and he destroyed all of them. And then told them, you cannot, this is what he told man, you cannot strike God. Bro, every time that part come on, I just sit there like a kid, like, that shit is powerful. It's like looking at myself, like, that's some shit I would have did too. Like, let me see. You put all these bombs in the air, you cannot strike God. He blew all them shits up. That's my favorite part in the movie too. That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite parts. I really like, I'll cut that whole part all the way up. Tell everybody, shut the fuck up. Yeah. That's one of my favorite parts in the movie. Now, it gets a little bit more deeper because he finds Magneto, right? And Magneto thought he was as powerful as he was until he actually met up with the Father. And the Father taught him how to elevate his power more. Magneto didn't know that about himself, but the Father did know he knows everything about his children. He knows everything about them. There's nothing you can hide from him. He is you and you are him. There's nothing different. You think it is, right? I know. Anyways, right? So basically he met up with Magneto. And basically when he met up with Magneto, Magneto was going through certain traumas. Did you notice that? When he was a kid, remember what they did with his parents? They took him away from his parents. That was a trauma that he was going through. Now I'm going to show you another thing too. This kind of is like a reflection of myself though. And I started to understand this shit. I can't even shed a tear. I did. But when it came to Magneto, he was really trying to live a life like a man. He was. And I know how that feel, like when you're something, when you know you're something more and this world just can't understand what the fuck you are and you try your best just to live like a fucking human being and you know you're more. He tried it. I would say Magneto did try. We can't say Magneto never tried to live underneath man. We can never say that. He actually did it. And I see why Magneto be so angry and destroying shit. That's why I like Magneto today. I do. But in this situation, I didn't like how they played in the end. I feel like the end was really fake and false. But anyways, let's get back into it. Basically, Raw catches up with what they call him Apocalypse, but he catches up with Magneto. And when he catches up with Magneto, what you have to understand first, before he could elevate his power, he had to take him back to the past of his trauma that he was dealing with. His trauma, right, wouldn't allow him to adapt more into his power. But his father knew about it. So he took him to the past. And Magneto was like, why you got me here? It's like it instantly made him upset. But the father already knew about that already. He's connected to you. So what ended up happening was, right, he visits the past. And he speaks to him like, this happened, whatever the case may be. But if you can let go of this, then this is the power you can obtain. So reach into the ground and pull all the metals in the earth, pull all of them together. Bro, Magneto started doing that shit, and Magneto was like, I never felt this power before. Let me ask you a question. Would Magneto would have received that upgrade without the father? See? You trying to paint the father as something wrong, but he was actually helping the children. See? Now, Psylocke, the girl that's in the purple. Right. Remember when he stepped inside of the building and he met up with another mutant, a mutant that was like bald-headed, had these strange looking eyes, but he knew how to shoot guns and shit? If you knew what the fuck that was, you'd be like, no way, bro. Yeah. Remember when he came in there, he was talking to them, and he told them, he said, listen, I'm looking for my children, right? And the dude was like, man, get the fuck out of here. You ain't searching such. And he raised the gun at him, right? When he raised the gun up at him, what did Raw do to the gun? It turned the whole gun into like a fucking powdery substance. Like it wasn't even there. That lets you know, like, that ain't nothing to fuck with. Nah, that ain't nothing to fuck with. I ain't fucking with that. I'm about to partner up with that. Yeah, I ain't fucking with that. Fuck that. Right? So then Psylocke walks in there, right? And she has this psychological sword, right? And then she has a physical sword too. And then she put the sword up to the father's neck, right? And then the father he looked over at her, right? He looked over at her, whatever the case may be. And he's like, oh, so you want to use your power against me. But I'm the one that is sent to elevate your power. And then the purple power that she had, it started elevating. So that let me know, like, the father has the ability to actually elevate his children's powers. Thank you. So if he can elevate us, why would he be an enemy? Thank you. Now, what happens also is that he get to meet up with another one. Remember the angel? Remember the angel, right? Remember the little white boy that's in there? That's the angel? All right. Now, what happens with him, that shit was funny as fuck. That shit was super funny. They caught him, right? Him and Nightcrawler was actually fighting against each other. And what they were showing was with the angel and Nightcrawler, you would think Nightcrawler is a devil. He's not really a devil. He's really intelligent. But what happened was they were showing you the balance of light and darkness, okay? That both of them have intelligence on both sides, okay? Now, what happened was in that situation is that, how can I say this in a simple term? Basically, in that situation, he caught up with the one kid that looked like an angel, right? And Psylocke was with him along with Storm, and he had Magneto. I don't think he had Magneto with him just yet, or he probably just did. But I'm going to get back to the Magneto part in just a minute too. But when he met up with the other angel, right? He was drinking, he was drunk. When he seen the father, that shit was funny as hell. He was like, who the fuck are you? That shit was funny as fuck. It's like looking at a son like he's just fucking lost. I'm gonna fucking help him. And that's what I realized with the father. I'm like, he could have literally just ran off on his ass, but he couldn't. He did. That's not how the father operate. He like, we all make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? And I can't be mad at the mistakes that you made because Apocalypse makes mistakes too. We're not perfect. You understand? People think we are, but we're not. Okay? It's a balance. And once you understand the balance, then you understand what God really is. Okay? All right. So what happens is the little angel one, right? He throws the little bottle at him. Fuck you. Isn't that what people say to the father today when they get upset? Right. It's showing you a reflection of yourself. And so what happens is the father looks at his son. He's like, that's the way he's going to act? No fucking problem. Watch this. He sticks his hand out. And this shit was funny as fuck. He sticks his hand out, and when he sticks his hand out, he starts to elevate his son. He transfer his wings, right, into like metal wings. He's elevated him. The funny part about that part was when Ra was like, yes. Yes. I'm sitting there like, yeah, you getting your ass whooped by your father today. You're getting your ass whooped by your father today. But he elevated him. That was the most beautiful part about that situation. It's like a father and a son. The son doesn't know about the father. And the son is being a hard ass and being like, yeah, fuck you, throw the bottle at you. Fuck you. He must have learned that from his mama. He gonna get some respect in his ass today. You're damn right. He was to stick his hand out like that and took control because he's in connection with you. Right. And started elevating his wings. He was, yes. I'm like, yeah, hear your shit. Don't fight. Don't fight. Let it be. Don't fight because you're going to make it worse. Let it be. So then after that, he elevated him. He got off the ground. Right. He flexed his wings, his muscles and all that shit. I was like, you look better like that. There you go. Now, back to Magneto, right? Now, this is a deep dive. Magneto, remember I told you Magneto was trying to live under man, but Magneto doesn't understand he's a god. All of them are. Give a fuck what man say. Man can't do what they can do. They're immortal. Right. So what happens is, remember the part where Magneto went to go save the one human? It was this big ass thing that was about to hit the human. Right. That's in the X-Men Apocalypse. Remember the big ass thing that was about to hit the human, and then right before it hit it, Magneto stuck his hand out there and stopped it, and then all the fucking human beings was looking at him like, what the fuck? What the fuck? You seen that shit? What the fuck? Motherfucker. I'm looking at the human beings like, he just saved one of y'all lives. Yeah, he just saved y'all. If he didn't do that, y'all would have been dead. But human beings don't work like that. And I feel like in that movie, I was being taught something. Like, human beings don't give a fuck. You think they give a fuck that you just saved one of their lives? They don't give a fuck about none of that. They want to fucking control you. So I started to understand, I'm like, damn. Because that's the kid side of me. Like, that's something I would have did. I would have tried to help. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at life. That's how I look at life as a child. So I'm like, this is what happens? Like, yes. They don't give a fuck about you. Like, damn. Okay. So then after that, right? Magneto saves the human guy. Then after that, they come back. This shit was fucked up. They come back and they're looking for Magneto. Like, yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. Right? He tells his wife, like, listen, you know who I am. I got to get the fuck out of here. Right? His wife is like, oh my God. Like, they know who I am. God damn. Right? So his wife is like, okay, let's pack everything and get the fuck out of here, right? So then they're calling for their daughter, right? Very beautiful daughter. She has the ability to communicate with birds. Very beautiful power. That's a very beautiful power. She's connected to the animals. That is beautiful. That is very beautiful. Now, what happens is Magneto's looking for his daughter. Then he sees his daughter, but the humans got her. Yeah, motherfucker. Yeah. Then they tell him they got no metal on because they know what type of power he has. He can move all metal. You understand? Now, what happens is he has a decision to make. And the decision that he has to make is either give himself up, right? Or he can just tear these motherfuckers from limb to motherfucking limb. And the reason why I agree with tearing them from limb to limb, humanoids have a bad problem of when someone treat them right, they automatically want to treat them fucking wrong. That's the problem with humans today. They look at it like, you treated me right, that's a weakness. Let me fuck over you. Like, that's not right. That's not right. That's wrong. That's not the way you do things. He saved someone's life. Let him fucking be, bro. Let him fucking live. Because you humans are not more powerful than him. You're not. So, right? He sits there. He literally is about to turn himself into the fucking humans. He's coming across one of the little girl. She's getting angry because she's like, my father is a god. Fuck you, human beings. And I respect her for that. I do. I respect the little girl for that. She's like, fuck that. I'm going to use my superpowers and fuck y'all up with these birds. Fuck y'all. Right? Then they start getting scared. Right? And the little arrow that they had, they let go of it. And this shit hit the daughter and it hit the mother. In that moment right there, a little tear dropped across my face because I was sitting there like, that's fucked up. He saved y'all life just for y'all to murder them. That's murder. I don't give a fuck about no fucking accident. That's fucking murder. Now, how do you expect him to respond? You took away something he loved. He said, oh, my babies. Oh, my babies. He could tell that he was really sincere about them. Those is his babies. That's how God look at things. And you just gonna rip away what the fuck he love? Here come Magneto. Nope, you're not speaking to Charles. You're not speaking to Charles. No, not Charles. That's Charles Xavier. What is Magneto's other name before you get to Magneto? It's another name they call him. I call him Magneto, right? But there's another name that they used to call him. Right, not Charles, though. That's Charles Xavier, right? But that other side, once he seen that, Magneto came out. Fuck him. Give me that damn necklace. Tore their asses from limb to fucking limb. And then Magneto, right? He looks up at the sky because he know the sky is actually the father. That's who he's communicating with. He says, this is what I am. And he starts crying. And I don't think he understands in that moment, like, no, this is what the fuck you are. You're a fucking god, and you're not designed to live underneath fucking man. Okay? Okay. Like, but you go through things in order to understand what you are. Okay? So, for Magneto and what he did, I didn't look at him do anything wrong. He saved life and he can take life. He saved a life and he took all their lives. As humanoid programs, you're not above God. God is above you. And if you don't want to understand that, then you will understand in this life how God appeared, how Christ appeared, and destroyed many of things in this world. Because humans even want to control Christ. You want to change the image of Christ. You want to say that a certain image don't carry Christ consciousness or superpowers. But then when it comes towards your religion, you have a certain character that was re-engineered that you call Jesus. Right. And this code called Jesus, a mythological character. Right. Holds powers, but no one else holds powers based upon the image, right? The fuckery. Anyways, superpowers are not real, but your Jesus hold powers, right? The fuck off. Anyways, what happens is, right, Magneto meets up with his father that you call Apocalypse, that is actually Ra, right? And after that happened, once he met up with him, he basically told him, like, in other words, you don't have to live underneath the rulership of men. You can live underneath the rulership of yourself. You rule the world. Humans don't. And that's the truth. Humans don't run the world. God does. You don't want to accept that, but it's the truth. God runs this world. Okay? And so, after that, he found everybody. Then they went to war. He tried to reason with Professor Xavier. And Professor Xavier in this one, complete fucking failure. Yeah, you're a fucking failure. Fucking stupid. You're dumb. You have a psychological power that connects you to all minds. Where do you think that power came from? That power came from your father. Without your father, you wouldn't have that power. So why would you fight against your father that created you? Fucking dumb. But they're fucking wackos and brainwashed. And he's trying to show him, like, why do you want to live underneath the rulership of men? You are a god. What is wrong with you? That was the whole conscious thing about X-Men Apocalypse. You are a god. Why would you want to live underneath man? Why would you do that? Man is beneath you. He doesn't have powers like you. He only has fucking manipulation. And once you bypass that manipulation, you understand he's not the ruler of this world. Getting dumb. Disappointing the fuck out of me in that situation. Shit is bad. I'm looking at Professor Xavier like, you gotta give this human shit up, bro. Yeah, you gotta get this shit up. See, I see why Magneto be like beating the fuck out of, be fighting motherfucking Professor Xavier. Fuck your ass, dumbass mother. Get your dumb ass over here. Stupid. Professor Xavier is fucking stupid if you ask me. Always trying to help fucking humans. You're fucking dumb. Human beings don't fucking love you. They put your ass in a fucking body bag. In X-Men 97, setups. Give a fuck, blew your shit up. Stupid. In X-Men 97, that did happen though. The humans did definitely pluck Professor Xavier. Yep. And then he got sent to another galaxy or universe. And he has a whole wife and everything, family and everything. Yep. I think, what is that? In X-Men 97, he's married to some type of family, something. And the queen, she has a sister. I think her name is Deathbird or something like that. The queen's sister, oh, I love her. Oh yeah, that little purple one? Oh yeah, I love the fuck out of her. I like her a lot. Yeah, I like her better than her sister. Her ruthlessness is literally like truth. She's literally like, I'm a god and fuck all human beings. What's bracket? Like, I love her attitude. Yeah, come on, can me marry you? Come here, come on. I need to fuck with you. Come on. No, come on. I need to fuck with you. I like your attitude. No. You remind me of Sindel in a way. Straight wrath on shit. She like, oh, hold on. You trying to fuck over my team? Straight wrath your shit. So her, I actually like her. I do. I think her name is Deathbird. Right, I like her. I like her attitude and her conscience. Her conscience is like, this is how her conscience is. Her conscience is like, so Professor Xavier, you want to save these humans and they already killed you already. She had a valid point. I'm like, you still trying to, he's like, well, it's not the humans. I'm trying to go and get all my children, the X-Men. And I'm like, okay, I hear that. But every time you try to go get them, you always trying to do the program with the human beings. Huh? So Deathbird, I actually like her. She's actually, everybody thinks she's a villain. She's really a superhero. She really is in my eyes. Okay? And so, in that whole situation, back to X-Men Apocalypse, the ending part is not real. Let me show you. Apocalypse is literally Ra. Ra is the sun. That's what you understand. Okay? When it came to Jean Grey, and it came to her turning into a phoenix, and then using the phoenix in order to, I guess, so-called destroy him, that's a lie. How you're going to take solar information and data, and he come from soul? It showed you in the beginning of the movie that, yes, the soul was actually being transferred from the sun through something that you call a digital device that you call a pyramid, now transferred to the body. So if he come from the sun, how the fuck you gonna use fire to kill him? Yo, Disney, this is fuckery at this point, bro. This is fuckery at this point. You want me to believe this shit? This shit is not real. Come on, this is fuckery at this point. You think the ending is real? You think that Jean Grey has the power to actually defeat her father? No, she cannot. Everyone knows, like, yeah, you do know that he has all their powers, right? How you think he's able to elevate them? And you think Jean Grey actually destroyed Apocalypse? This is a fantasy. It seems like this backed by the feminist moment. I'm just being real. A woman can kill a god. This is a lie. Well, the magic tricks that y'all sell yourselves, yeah, those are fucking magic tricks. Anyone can understand consciously. How you gonna destroy Ra? And he's literally the god of fire. He's the god of the sun. How are you going to destroy something that comes from the sun? How are you going to destroy that? With fire. That means you come from the sun too. What the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking stupid. Load me in there. They'd be like, this motherfucker, ruthless with it. What's up, Eugene Gray? Whoop out your tag. Give a fuck about none of that. Get on the fucking ground. You Storm? Get the fuck on the ground. Who else? Like, motherfuckers not playing about the father, bro. You got certain children that really love the father, and they would do anything for him. I would. Yes, let's load me in the fucking there. Yeah, what's up? We don't want to fuck with the father. You don't want to fuck with him? Trash your shit out right here. There you go. Fuck your shit up right here. There you go. Nah, you ain't going nowhere. Fuck your shit up right here. Come here. Who's next? Like, this motherfucker's not playing. No, you're not about to do this shit. The fuck are you doing? Yeah, go get Anubis. Go get Anubis. Go get my brother. Come on. Come on, bro. No, come on. They over here trying to fuck over the father and shit. Come here. Come here. I would have fucked all over these motherfuckers. Storm too. Everybody that turned it back, Magneto and everybody, I would have fucked over all y'all. Head up. They'd be like, I got all the shit. I'm connected to the father. How I can't have all of it? I am his son, right? He is me and I am him, right? All right then. Fuck over they tech right here. Like, that's what you would have did? Yes, I would have did that. Go ahead and go against the father. I'ma fuck over you right here. I don't give a fuck about nothing. Without him, we wouldn't be here. And that's what matters to me. You hear the cars bunking? They're bunking. They're like, yes, you're right. You're right, bro. Uh-huh. The environment will speak to you. I'm not with none of that shit. Go against the Father. Go against him. What he did wrong. What did he do wrong? Nothing. We just don't want him to be around because he come with order and stuff. Yeah! Beat the fuck out these motherfuckers. You don't want to fuck with me. I already know what my power is. You don't want to fuck with me. You don't want to fuck with me. You'll be like, bro, what the fuck is you doing? What the fuck am I not doing? They'd be like, bro, you just loaded up a whole world and threw that shit at them. I know. Load up a whole motherfucking world on your shit. Let me see your shit. This your shit? Load up a whole world. Throw all this shit at your shit. Like, you got this motherfucker fighting everybody. Before you even get to me, there you go. You ain't even gonna fight me. You ain't gonna fight me. Throw another world at your shit. Like, you gotta be very careful with those reality benders, okay? No, you have air benders and you have reality benders. You ever met a reality bender? Oh my God. You never heard of us before, right? Yeah. Reality what? Reality bend. Reality benders ain't nothing to fuck with. They're very ancient. They're like the first. They are. Everybody thought they forgot about us, but you can't forget about us, okay? We're the first. We are. You don't know that, but they are. You think you can beat a reality bender? He's gonna wipe the fucking floors with your tag. That's just what he's gonna do. He's gonna wipe your ass left and right. Motherfucker, like, let me see. So you in this time frame. Get this time frame right here, load all these motherfuckers up, throw all this shit at your shit. You'd be like, reality benders don't even fight. They just keep loading and projecting worlds on you over and over and over. And you're like, you can't beat that. How you gonna beat that? You gonna keep fighting the whole world? You can't beat that shit. You might as well stop fucking with it. You might as well just let it fucking be. Because I would've did the same thing. Yeah, load up in your shit right here. Which you wanna fight? Yeah, fight this whole world right here. I'm gonna eat some popcorn and drink some soda while you're doing that. There you go. Let me see. Okay, so the mechanics of this person move like this. What the fuck are you doing? You know what the fuck I'm doing. Getting fucking upgraded. So the motherfucker move like this. They got the powers to do this, do this. Let me throw this shit at them and see what happens. Throw this shit at them and see what happens. Throw this shit, throw this shit, throw this shit. Keep throwing all the shit. There you go. Now you're drained, motherfucker. Now I'm in front of you. What's up? Wanna fight? I ain't got no fucking energy. Yeah. You can't fight that, okay? So that ending part, when it came to Apocalypse, which is Ra, that's not real. That's false. And I'm gonna be honest with you, every time I get to the end of the movie, when I get to that part, I literally cut the whole shit off. I don't say that part in my mind. Nope. You're not getting this motherfucker. Nope. All the other parts, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, this part right here, hell nah. I'm not doing that shit. No. No! Fuck I look like. Fucking dumb. If anything, I felt like we were talking to the Egyptians. Just turn your back on your father. I'm not doing none of that shit. Y'all gonna fucking fry. And what? You shouldn't have been doing that dumb shit. Stop doing dumb shit. Stop. Shit brazy tech out here. You know what I'm saying? You say? I don't know. Well, how can I say? When it came to this, where I started becoming aware of something. When it comes to, how can I say this in simple terms? When it comes to, let's say, The Simpsons, right? Really, The Simpsons is literally telling you all the predictions that are within the stimulation. That's it. What they're telling you is basically, in other words, you are in a stimulation. Thank you. They just know everything about the stimulation. It's just like watching a movie, and the movie is already pre-recorded in everyone's conscious. It's already downloaded in their conscious. Right. So they're basically telling you every download that's already in your conscious. That's it. And a lot of people don't understand that conscious. Like, what? This stim. Let me say this in the most intelligent way as I can. When it comes to the Simpsons, right? They are in a stimulation. Do you understand that? Like, oh, you're right. Right. They're in a stimulation. Okay. So they know everything about the stimulation. They already know. They're like aware. They're just acting in front of you to show you what the stimulation is about. That's it. Have you seen that? Yeah. Look like it's lightning in the sky. Something. Yeah? Yeah. Yeah, fuck that dome up. That's every time I see lightning. Fuck that shit up. Anyways, it's breaking something. And you hear all that? I'm telling you, it don't, bro, things don't sound the way they used to sound. Every time I hear thunder, it sounds like someone is like opening something or like a barricade, or that's what it sounds like. Just being honest. I don't try to like, how can I say? I don't try to like make things than what they're not. I just kind of go with the flow of what things are. You know what I'm saying? And so with that being said, I don't know, it just doesn't sound the same way. It doesn't. Anybody felt like that before? Things just don't play the same way it used to. Music don't sound the same as it used to. I've been paying attention. Yeah. So, back to The Simpsons. The Simpsons is basically like characters that are aware in a stimulation, right? And the thing is, that would be very nice. I said this before. I did say this. I'm gonna just watch and we'll watch it play together. But what I'm watching on the television, I'm gonna get back to The Simpsons in just a second. I had said something. I said, why Trump? This is just a question. I was like, why won't Trump just do stimulus checks again? It kind of prop up and boost the economy, right? And I was like, hold on. He probably wouldn't do it like in this present moment right now, because this is what he's seeing. When he released stimulus checks the first time, a lot of that money went towards illegal immigrants. There you go. Now I'm gonna ask you a question. Watch this. How much money, right, that we would have been given if we take out the illegal immigrants, right, and then we give the money to the people? See, a lot of people wasn't thinking about that. The illegals are not supposed to get any money. Right. You illegal? Get the fuck off the planet. Get your ass back over there to your continents. You damn right, okay? And don't get mad at me, that's the way I move. Yes. I know the knowledge of my people, okay? All right. So, they are talking about possibly doing, some stimulus checks or whatever the case may be. But I said this would be the best time to do this because a lot of the illegals are being removed. So that means that it would be more money in our pockets. Thank you. It's just like having a big old pot, right? You got a whole bunch of people in a pot, right? Trying to eat everything in a pot. But then you take out the people that's illegal in the pot. Guess what happens? We get more money in our pockets. And being honest with you right now, stimulus checks, I'm not looking for a handout because that's how some people look at it as. No, it's not a handout. What it is the economics of this is falling down. It's falling down. So I feel like what Trump is saying to us, in other words, when he pardoned the people that stormed the Capitol, He basically was basically what he's saying is those people are not criminals. Those people want to take back their country. Right. We all agree collectively. Now, I don't look at those people like they're wrong. I know you're looking at me like I'm crazy, but I don't look at them like they're wrong. They're getting sick of the fucking system. And that's what happens to many nations. Once you start doing the people wrong, oh yeah, they coming for that ass. And you may not like that, but they coming for that ass. They gonna storm your shit. Oh, that's not the first time that's gonna happen. You do know that, right? You think that's the only time it... Watch. Keep on watching this TV with us. You're gonna be like, bro, what the fuck? You said this. I told you this shit. I told you. Okay. It's gonna happen again, bro. And when it happen again, it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. It's not. These people not gonna be playing. Shoot your shit up whatever the fuck you want. Okay? All right, you see what the fuck I'm talking about? I'm trying to tell you. I know what the fuck I know, bro. It sound crazy right now in this moment. All futurists sound crazy, don't we? All of us sound crazy as fuck. But then when shit starts smacking shit in reality, people start being like, all right, you got it. You got it. Now, you telling the truth. You got it, bro. Now, you got it. Yeah, you got it. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm looking at right now is if Trump was to give out stimulus checks, this would probably revive the economy because you need money to be spent. So to me, I'm looking at Trump like he's literally trying to put the power back in the people's hand. It's just that people keep fighting themselves and they keep thinking that these corporations and everybody run the world. It's like, no, without your money, nothing, it falls down. You don't see the economics falling down? Why do you think the economics falling down? Because of Trump. People wake the fuck up, okay? It's not because of Trump, okay? It's not because of that. The reason why the economics is falling down is because there's certain industries that need to be taken down as a whole. They're not for the future, bro. That's why a lot of these businesses is closing down because they're not for the future. Now, ultimately, what you're not understanding is that they took the technology of minds of people, right? And when they took their minds, basically they made everybody into a slave. In order to get something, right, you have to use your body to make money. When in all reality, you have to use your consciousness, your mind, in order to move your body, right? Your consciousness has to complete the task in order for you to get what? Money. Thank you. Can I ask you a question? Can you use your consciousness just to make money in a digital world, as in stocks? Do you see what I'm saying? That's the world that we into right now. Crypto is about to go through the fucking roof. If you got some crypto in your wallet, you're doing yourself justice. That's just what I'm going to say. The people that's going to get behind it later on, they're going to be sitting there like, fuck, I wish I would have bought some, bro. Why the fuck was I thinking like that? Because you stuck in a mind spell, and it's the economic mind spell that they want to keep you out of. Listen, you would simply say the rich don't want the poor to be, the rich doesn't want the poor to be rich. That is actually kind of a lie, if you ask me. The reason why I say that is because rich people have access to the same shit you have access to. They have access to crypto, stocks, many different digital networks that you have access to. It's just that your consciousness has been programmed to look at it as I have to use my body in order to make money. When they're looking at it as, no, I use my consciousness in order to generate the money. And you're doing the same thing they're doing, but you're stuck in a system where you don't understand that this controls this. That's the thing. Once you understand that this controls the body, then you start understanding like, hold on, there's no difference between me and the rich. The rich have to use their conscience to become rich. Thank you. You have to use your conscience to become rich. Thank you. You're keeping yourself at a stagnant rate where, let me tell you, so I'm going to put it all on me so you can understand the reflection. I'm going to put it on me, okay? I got a job offer, right? And hear me out. I got a job offer, right? And it's somewhere where I wouldn't mind doing this. And when the job offer came in, it's like $21 an hour. For the average person, they're like, that's kind of decent. Consciously, I'm worth more, bro. Consciously, I'm worth more, bro. I'm worth more. I'm worth way more, bro. And in that moment, I realized something with myself. I was like, every time a job come through, I always jump on it. I'm looking at this shit and I'm like, $21 an hour. Yeah. But I'm doing so much greatness on YouTube. This is my passion. This is my love. I love teaching. Like, I love doing this shit. Like, this is just what I love doing. Like, I'm happy. I smile, you know? I express how I want to express. And no one can't take that away from me, you know? And so I started cherishing what I love to do. It's connected to my heart. You know what I'm saying? And you can't defeat the heart. Once the heart shows you love, you don't want to defeat that, you know? So I kind of told myself, I said, self, if this is an opportunity or experience that you want to take me through, I'll let it be. But if this is something that you don't want me to do, just take the whole thing away from me. Because I don't want to lose the things that I want to do for self. And it's really my childhood self. My childhood self likes to teach. It likes information and data. It likes learning new things. Inside of a box of a job, you're kind of limited, you know? So I said, you know what? Let's see what happens. If self approve of it and it comes again, then it lets me know that self is like, hey, I need you to get those pesos. I need you to still do the work on YouTube. You can do both. And I'm like, all right. But do not allow that job opportunity to stop you from the progress that you're doing on YouTube. And I'm like, all right, I get it. You can balance both. See? Just by having that conversation, do you see how self just enlighten you right there in that moment? Let you know, like, oh no, you're not doing it wrong. You're gonna need that money. Yeah, you'll probably get you some new things, you know? Oh no, I don't want you to be broke, but I want you to balance both of the worlds. And then in that moment, I understand with myself. You can work part-time. You don't need to do full-time. Work part-time. And make YouTube your full-time. Once you get monetized, now you can walk away from the job. Do you see what I'm saying? So it all works hand in hand. Do not forget your original goals that your childhood self wanted you to complete. That's all I'm saying, okay? Because I'm going to say this one more time, and this is going to touch you, okay, in the best way possible. Your childhood self is your best self. I know you may not understand that, but your childhood self is the best self in this time frame. God said, come to me as a child. That is true. Come to him as a child. Humble, okay? Right. It's the divine part that's within you. Understand? So, in that moment, I realized something with myself. Did I complete my childhood dreams? I said, whoa, that's a deep dive. Yeah? Yeah. I want to complete my childhood dreams. That's what I want to complete. If I do that, I feel fulfilled. I feel like a child again. And the childhood self, I didn't want to ever fight against. But my past self was so into money, that I ran off on my childhood self. And that's the truth. I can't lie to myself about it. That is the truth. I did. But now, right, I get a brand new car, right, and allow the child to drive it. And I be the passenger. Even though I'm very highly intelligent, I let my childhood self, I'd be like, go ahead, take the wheel. Take the wheel? Take the wheel. I'm just here to watch and here to guide you. That's it. This is going to be a new experiences, and however it's going to go, it's just how it's going to go. Fuck it. So this is why now you see me on with certain things. You see my knucklehead sometime. You see me, act like a kid, and it's allowing my childhood self to come in more and more and more, and not to fight against my childhood self. Just letting it be and just understanding it. Now I'll tell you something else as well, right? One time, one of my selves that was really angry. This self I used to always try to control, and I didn't realize it. I used to always try to make this anger self very calm, but I was forcing it to be calm. And that's what you don't want to do. I'm gonna show you what I mean. This angry self, I thought was maybe bad, but one day I got so angry that I said to my anger self, I said, I don't want to control you. What? No, not this time. No. I don't want to control you. I want to understand the anger that I have. And that opened a whole nother portal of life. Because my anger self was actually a superhero the whole time. I thought it was a villain, but that's the way I was programmed. My anger self comes with intelligence too. It shows me the things in this world that I should be angry about. That's what I had to understand. It was nothing wrong with my anger. My anger was always telling me, these are the things that you don't accept. This is not the treatment that you should accept. Why are you accepting this? And that's the reason why that self was angry. Because I was accepting things that the anger self was like, I would never accept this. I would never treat you like this. And I started to understand with my anger self, I'm like, you're not an enemy of me. Like, no, I'm trying to help you. It's okay to be angry. Once you understand the power of your anger, then you can use your anger to your will. You can use it as intelligence. You don't have to knock a hole in the wall. You don't have to destroy the whole house. No. You need to understand the intelligence in your anger. I was like, okay, I get it. Fuck. So the anger self realized, like, so you don't want to control me? No. That's not what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to understand the anger. There you go. That's the solution. Now, the solution is the correction to your reality. There you go. See? So there's nothing wrong with anger, as long as you can balance it. See? You don't have to let it to, overrule. You can just naturally just understand. You understand what I'm saying? And so now I'm getting a lot more better with my anger. I actually love my anger. And I know that sounds crazy to you. But life is a big ass crazy box, okay? And once you understand it, you start to be more in love with yourself, more in tune with yourself. And it sounds crazy what I'm saying, but if you did it for yourself, you would understand. You're just someone that's on the outside of the screen, just watching what's inside the screen, And so if you tried it for yourself, you would understand what I mean. When you get angry, speak to the anger self. Not in a way like you're trying to calm it down. You just come to it like a humble child and simply say, I want to understand the intelligence of my anger. There you go. That's the key. You know what I'm saying? Some people don't understand that just yet. All right. So even when you see me get angry on the camera, I'm supposed to do that. I am. I'm not supposed to hide that part about myself. It's protecting me. It's helping me. It's helping me understand things that I should not accept. And that's the level at what I'm with my anger. The things that I should not accept. So I understand my anger is a natural emotion. It's natural. It's literally, anger is literally natural. It's not what we thought it was. I was programmed to believe that anger was an enemy. So always remain calm. Not understanding that as a multidimensional mind, in one dimension of consciousness, you have an anger self. And that anger self is designed to help you. If you just understand, I don't want to control you, but I just want to understand the intelligence of my anger. Something going on with the sky. Something's going on with every fucking thing. Bro, it's like reality is like moving in front of me and shit. Yeah? Yeah. I just let it be. I don't fight it. But a lot of things that play around me, I just be like, God damn. Like, I'm trying to tell you. You ever felt like that before? I done seen things last night. Well, I ain't gonna say last night. I just seen some things and I can't even talk about it, baby. I just keep it to myself. I just do. Some shit you just like, I ain't gonna talk about it. I keep it to myself. But, yeah. Yeah. This mind and brain be processing a lot. Sometimes I'll be like, slow down up there. Slow down, please. Everything going so fast. Slow things down for me a little bit. Different frequencies, and I just be like, the world is awakening. It is, and I'm very happy about it. Don't get me wrong, but it be a whole bunch of stuff that you just gotta process. And when you process it, you like, whew. That's why I like to sleep. I love resting. It feels so good. It feels like God. It does. And when I don't get enough rest, I'd be like, what is keeping me up? I want to go to sleep. And then some days I just can't go to sleep. I just can't. I feel like I know what it is, though. It's not a problem. I'm reorganizing how I use my energy. I am. And ever since I've been doing this, I've been having a lot of energy in me. When I say a lot, I mean I can sit up for days, bro. I can sit up for fucking 2 days straight. And you'll be sitting there looking at me like, bro, you don't even look tired. Like, I know. I'm just up. Like, how do you do that? I just be like, it's just happening. And this shit is just playing, bro. This shit is just playing, you know? And so, I've been doing this lately. Yeah, I've been doing this with my fingers. I don't, like, even when I go out, I do this. And I always say peace. But I've been doing this to my head lately. I'll figure out why I do that. I probably used to do that when I was a kid. Well, I still am a kid when I was smaller, right? To do this. Certain people do this. I gotta figure out why I do this, though. It's something with my mind. The left side of my mind, I always do it with. I always do this. And some people look at it like, you're just holding your head up. I'm like, no, it's something more. You got 2 fingers up like this and you're holding your head up like this. Oh yeah, that's something more. I just gotta figure out what it is. It'll come to me though. But anger. Maybe that'll be the next live we talk about. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with that. Speaking about anger, hell yeah. Because you're different. You don't want to control the shit. You want to understand it. That's different. That is different. That's like you looking at your anger self and you're like, hey, I ain't here to control you. No, you don't have to calm down. You don't have to do that. Can you tell me the intelligence of my anger? Oh, shit, this kid is smart. You want to know the intelligence of your anger? Yes. I'll show you. And so I'm being shown as a kid. I don't know. All I know is I get an attitude at things. Like, yeah, I don't like that. Fuck that. Why did you just do that? I don't like that. No, it's something deeper. It's got to be something more. Why you don't like that? Why you don't like being controlled? Oh, I hate that shit. Oh, I can't stand being controlled. No. But why you don't like it? Because it makes me feel like I'm not in control of my life. Okay. So you would get anger at being controlled? Yes. Fucking control me? But that's a part of understanding your anger. Right. See what I'm saying? So I don't want to control it, I want to understand it. And that's what makes me better. See? It can make you better too. When you get upset at something, it's something that's within the inside. It's not the outside. That's letting you know you don't need to accept this shit. No, you don't need to accept that. You don't accept that goddamn controlment. What's wrong with you? Ain't nobody designed to control you. You're designed to be within control, or I'm not going to say control, but connection with yourself. Yeah? Because connection and control mean two different things. I'm going to show you. For some reason, I notice this with girls. I do. Sometimes girls, they be like, I like how your mind move. I'll be like, what that's supposed to mean, Gail? She be like, no, like, hear me out. She like, like, your mind move different. It's like, it's always, it understands error, but it understands solution. And I'm like, okay, all right, okay, I hear you. Are you trying to figure out how my mind moves so you can use it to your wish? No, stop. Just hear me out. Stop. Stop doing that. I'm not trying to do that. But some girls, they tell me certain things about myself, and I take it in. I really do. They'll sit there and tell me, like, you're smart. Like, some girls even told me, like, you teach me. I'm like, what? She's like, no, I remember this one girl I met. This is like a couple of months back. Met her, and she was like, what draw me near you is that you can teach me. Pinch me. I'm in a fucking drink. Fucking pinch me, bro. Fucking pinch me. I didn't hear that shit. This girl literally had to tell me, like, no, I'm being honest with you. I'm not fucking around. I'm like, for real? I never heard of this shit before from you. It kind of hit different. Yeah, I'm not used to a girl saying that. Say that shit again so I can remember again? She's like, no, really. She's like, real shit, for real, seriously. You can teach me. I'm like, for real? She's like, no, I'm so serious. She's like, I'm not joking. I'm being 100% with my heart. I'm like, oh, okay. She's just like, she's like, you're not trying to like force to teach me. You just watch the things I do and you kind of just give me enlightenment. And you just go in your space and you just, do your own thing. I was like, oh. She's like, you're not trying to control me, though. She's like, you just watch me, and you come by and be like, hey, baby, look. You can do it the way you want to, right? But I'm going to show you another way. You can do it like that, too. I didn't look at it like that. Oh, no, you can do it the way you want to. I'm just showing you something else. And she's like, you always do that. And she's like, that's what draw me to you more. And I'm like, for real? She's like, yeah. She's like, you don't want to control me while you're teaching me. I'm like, nah, that wouldn't draw you to me anyway. I'm gonna try to tell you, I don't deal with being like trying to control. I hate that shit. If I hate that shit, I know you hate it too. So I can't do that to you. I don't want to do that to you. It's too much energy that you have to do that. I don't like that shit. I hate it. If you ever asked me if I hated something, I hate controlment. Yeah, I fucking hate that shit. Anyways, but when she told me that, I looked at myself in the mirror and I was like, I want to keep that going. Yeah? For myself. Don't get me wrong. What she said is some great valuable words, but it's a reflection of self. So I want to keep that going. Yeah? Yeah. I'm surprised she said that to me, bro. Bro, even still to this day, I was still shocked that a woman told me that. I'm still shocked to this day, like, what? I never experienced nothing like that before. No, because in my past relationships, I was always trying to teach my girlfriend to be better. And she just was, yeah, I don't want to do what the fuck I want to do. This, that, and the third, and such and such, such. Like, I'm trying to help you. I don't understand help. Maybe she'll change. Yeah, while you waiting for her to change, guess what? Ain't nothing changed. I'm like, what am I doing? You waiting on something, and it's not going to happen. Like, and that's another fight with self. It is. Because literally you'll be sitting here waiting on someone to change and not actually understanding yourself is showing you they're not going to change, baby. They're not going to fucking change. And what are you waiting on? I'm waiting for them to change. You know what's going to happen to you? You're going to keep on going through trauma and trauma and trauma and trauma. And all that trauma is being loaded up in your motherfucking mind. And the memory bank of your mind is stuck inside of a trauma spell. Now, guess what happens? Right when you walk into the store, not walk into the store, right when you walk into the house to your girlfriend, here come argument. Bro, we used to have arguments over dumb shit, bro. Our arguments was over fucking Play-Doh. I know you, not literally, but as a figure of speech. Literally Play-Doh, literally. You would literally be like, no, I'm pretty sure you cheated on her. Bro, just listen to the fucking story, okay? The girl in the past would tell you that's not what he does. What? Even her other friends were shocked of what I'm saying. They would literally look at me and be like, oh yeah, he's fucking the block. I can tell. He's fucking gorgeous. Yeah. And she would literally look at her girlfriends and be like, no, he's not. Then her girlfriends would look at her like, so what the fuck is the problem, bitch? Bitch. This is why I say conscious is different. Because I used to look at her friends and she used to be like, so you don't do that? I'm like, listen, I got too much shit going on to be chasing all these other women. I don't got time for that. Once I get what I want, that's kind of just focus on what I want. That's it. Okay? That's just how I naturally operate. Okay? All right, you keep me happy. I'm not going anywhere. And a lot of girls be like, no, he's telling the truth. It's shocking that you're hearing this shit, but that is the truth, though. You treat him right. What do you think going at? He's going right back to your ass. You're treating him right. Thank you. Just what I do. I go to things that treat me right. You treat me fucked up, run away. Run. Right? So her girlfriends couldn't understand. They like, well, if he's not plucking other girls, then what the fuck is the problem? And even her friends understood what was going on. They wouldn't say it to me, though. Would give me this look like, yeah, you need to get another girlfriend. You know how girls give you that look in your eyes like, yeah, you need to get another woman. Yeah. They're not going to say it. It's a psychological message. They look at you, yeah, you need to get another girl. Bro, I remember this one time, this was really funny. This girl had some attitude, though. She was literally a friend of my girlfriend, right? But this was the first time I ever met her. They've been knowing each other for a minute because they work at the same job and stuff, right? A couple of months, right? So we all go out to dinner. right? We go to like a seafood restaurant. I know you're gonna look at me like, is this before you woke up? No. This is when I was asleep. Okay, I get it. This is why you're at the seafood restaurant. Right. I didn't know what I know now. Okay. So what happens is in this situation is we're at the seafood restaurant. And if you're with me, I'm gonna make sure I take care of you. You don't have to worry about the bill. What? Don't take that as you can use me though. Okay, you better fucking play right. But the reason why I would take care of the bill, we've been together for each other for a couple of years, okay? So that's something totally different. We have experiences with each other, okay? Now, what happens in this situation is I'm standing in the front of the line, right? Because I'm pretty much, it's about to pay for us to get in. My girl's sitting next to me. All my friends are around me. We're all talking, right? Everybody talking about what they want to eat and all that. How the building look and everything. It looks nice, right? And so what happens in this situation is that in my peripheral, I can see that someone's behind me. My peripheral vision is brazy. It is. So what happens is, in this situation, is that I can see that she's looking right at me. And her eyes is not leaving my presence, okay? So I knew that her attention is on me. She probably is looking at me like he don't even know I'm looking at him. I can feel energy, girl. I don't have to look directly at you to know that your energy is upon me. I can feel energy, okay? I'm psychological too, okay? You're not the only one that's psychological. So what happens in this situation is that I turn around and I look up at her. And when I look up at her, she literally looks me in my eyes. And I'm like, ah, shit. What's going on with this one? This girl's different. She literally, we sits down at the table. This girl is different, bro. This girl did not give a fuck. She literally sits down at the table with us. And she looks at my girlfriend and she says it in front of everybody. She said, yeah, you don't look like you're supposed to be with him. I'm like, keep eating, son. Don't interject yourself in that conversation, son. And keep eating the food. Just watch, son. I'm like, did that just play in front of me? Like, no way, she just said that. Just keep eating the food, son. Just keep eating the food. It's okay. So I had to double back and look at her. I'm like, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Just let her say what she says. Let the ladies handle this conversation. Let the ladies handle this conversation. Please do not interject yourself in this conversation. I had no reply with that. I'm like, how did that just spill out her mouth like that? She processed that shit and was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to say it in front of you. She looked over at my girlfriend like, yeah, you don't look like you're supposed to be with him. And bro, she gave my girlfriend this dead stare. Like, if you say something, I'll beat the fuck out you in front of this motherfucker. And I'm gonna be honest with you, ancestors always be around me. I literally felt like she was an ancestor, bro. I didn't feel like she was some regular black girl. Because the energy that she walked with, it was as if she was like trying to tell me, you're not supposed to be with her. Not on no jealousy shit. I could tell she wasn't jealous. She just seen it for what it was. Like, you ain't supposed to be with him. Yeah, you don't deserve somebody like him. I know you don't treat him right. And I'm gonna be honest with you, she was right. Women can see things, and she was bold to tell me it. She didn't care. You know what I'm saying? So once I kind of heard that, I was like, yeah, she different. She different. My girlfriend didn't say anything back because as women, they are connected to each other, and she know, like, that's the truth. You're right. I can't fight you on that. We went to the hookah lounge, and she kind of just kept her eye on me. Not on some like, I want to get with you, but kind of just like, this is in front of me. Wow, this actually fucking exists. The whole time I thought this shit didn't fucking exist, and it fucking exists. Wow. What the fuck are you? And that's when I started understanding with myself, like, so I'm really something special. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yeah, yeah.